Yo, what's going on, my people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live for it's really America Talks, but we call it the Late Vibes Show. We are here with the man them. We've got Staffy in the building. Staffy, got the Van Persie. That Van Persie shirt. What season is that? Is that the season we won the league?
Yes, that's the first season he joined us, and that's the last time, I felt excited about this club. So I just keep it there for memories.
That's the last time we had a striker, man. Let's be real, like a proper
that is true.
World-class striker. World-class. I know 100%. Ronaldo came in and did his thing, but you know what I mean, man.
He wasn't world-class at the time. He wasn't no Robin Van Persie. But listen, I leave it there for two reasons. It gives me good memories, and it rattles the Arsenal fans. There's nothing I enjoy more than rattling Arsenal fans. I leave that one here. I leave the Robin Van Persie Guard of Honor there, so I'm hitting them on both sides, But Arsenal fans, you guys can always hold that. You're still my sons no matter what. But anyways, big up, Saeed. Thank you for having me, bro. Big up to the guys right here. A lot of familiar faces.
Come on.
This is low-key America Talks. So
low-key.
And Omar, you can hold that. I know Omar's probably listening to us. I know he can't join, but you can hold that, Omar. You're the only one not here. So while you're working, hold that, bro.
Hold that, man. Big up to Omar, man. CK's in the building, man. CK, it's been a minute, man. What are you saying, bro?
I'm all good, bro. Just working hard, trying to grind and trying to do my part to make this club a little bit more enjoyable to watch. The players aren't really doing it themselves, so us as content creators, we got to make it enjoyable for the fans at some point. So just steady grinding. Appreciate you having me on as always, and good to see everyone on the panel. Not like I don't see you guys all the time.
Come on.
It's Sika's birthday, by the way, guys. So wish him a happy birthday.
Oh, is it?
Hey, happy birthday, my guy.
Let's go, man.
Is it not?
Is it?
It is, bro. Look at the wall behind him.
Oh, gotcha.
That's true.
Yeah, man. Big up, man. Fresh fade in that. Come on.
No, it's not. It's in July. These have just been. I just too lazy to take them down. Just become a part of it. It's just become a part of my life.
Man. Now, big up, man. Big up. Temmy's in the building. Temmy, what are you saying, man?
Hey, I am good. Shout out to my boys here. Hey, everyone, make sure to hit the like button for my guy Saeed. You feel me? We got a lot.
Hold that, by the way. Watch some New York Knicks. Hold that. LA hype. Anyway,
Come on.
Hey, but
That's my team at home, the New York Knicks. Come
show
on.
some love to the gang. Show some love to the gang. Hit the like button for us, and we got a lot to discuss. I have a feeling that this show is gonna be very interesting. So stay tuned, people.
Yeah, man. Definitely, man. Definitely. And we got Griggs, man. I don't know if that's Griggs or is that his little brother, man. But Griggs is shaved his beard. But yo, Griggs, what are you saying?
yeah, bro. Thank you for having me on. Always make sure you guys smash the like button. Unfortunately, I have to shave holiday. It's a holiday week, you know, Christmas. Got to take pictures, all that kind of stuff. So got the trim yesterday. Got the shave as well. But yeah, big up for having me. Actually, by the way, I have to subscribe to Twitter Blue Ball because I just tweeted this Minu thing, and all of a sudden it just got popular. I don't get it. All I tweeted was Minu POV, and all of a sudden that makes no sense to me. I also got it stolen from me, but it's what it is.
Yeah, Sharky, hold that. Why are you stealing Griggs'
Yeah,
tweet,
he
bro?
stole my tweet.
Listen, if you want to requote him, that's fine. Don't steal his tweet. Listen, you might have the SDS platform, but at least give him credit for it. You know, that's all I'm asking
Yeah,
for.
man. Nah, of course, man, of course. Big up to Levita. Griezmann just praised Greenwood. Yeah, listen, Greenwood's balling out in Getafe. I can't lie. I watched the game today, and he did his thing, man. I can't lie to you, man. Obviously, I don't know what happens with him next year, but we'll find out, innit? We'll find out, man. But we got pressing issues of our own, and that is Man United's attack, man. Guys, I think it's Garnacho's got 1 goal against Everton, and Rashford's got 1 goal. Højlund hasn't got a goal. Antony hasn't got a goal. Martial's got 1 goal. And that's it. So 3 goals between them, all of them.
Yeah,
3
Rashford
goals
has
between
2.
them, yeah.
Rashford
has 2.
Scored the
Oh, yeah,
sympathy penalty,
penalty.
remember?
Penalty, yeah.
The pity
Listen,
penalty.
that's what I'm saying. You don't even remember it. So, okay, then 4 goals. 4 goals between them, the strike force, man. That's crazy, man, then, bro. That is crazy.
I mean,
man.
we could add McTominay's goal. He's second playing attacker, to be fair. McTominay's second playing attacker.
We're not doing that. Wallahi, we're not doing that.
We're being serious, bro. The dude's a striker.
Stop that nonsense, bro.
Listen. I understand you shaved and you lost your facial hair, but you can keep the shame. You know, keep the shame. Still have some shame. Still have some more.
Every
dignity.
single time, bro. Every single time, bro. This guy, man.
We're not gonna sit here. And we're gonna start praising Scott McTominay goals. We can't do that. We're not that shameless. Show for it. I Omar usually does that. I expect that from Omar, but I expect better from you.
Okay.
You know, the fact that our whole front line in 17 games has 4 goals is shocking. It's embarrassing. It's actually embarrassing when you really think of it. Tammy's been beating that drum for a while. He was one of the first people that said this is probably the worst front line we've had in years. You look at this front line, you really think of this front line as a Premier League front line. I really don't. I actually don't.
Bro. Hey, Saeed, I said this in May after the FA Cup final, bro. I said our forwards are not good enough. I said it. And people were talking about, oh yeah, we need new center backs. I'm like, bro, we just finished 3rd in the league and we scored like 50, like what was it, 58 goals? Something like horrible. I'm like, bro, go get a proper world-class striker. I'm sure we're gonna talk about Højlund, CK. We need to have a discussion. We need to have a discussion. Hey, I trusted you, CK. I put my chips.
This is what's wrong with the fan base.
We need to start
writing off a 20-year-old after 10 games.
Wait.
I got the stats for it, but don't worry about it. I got the stats that could be the case.
You don't know where I'm going with this. You don't know where I'm going with this, but trust me, I'm on your neck. That's all I'm gonna say.
So, can you switch Temi? Can you switch Temi? Can you switch Temi with CK? I don't want to sit next to CK today because this guy's moving like a fraud recently. Can please switch them? I don't feel comfortable sitting next to CK because this guy, bro, this guy, let's do an over under on how many times you're gonna call me a dictator today. First of all, secondly, listen, this guy lied to us. He told me all this hype about Højlund, and I trusted him, bro. I trusted him, and so far, this guy hasn't been delivering. So if anyone is moving like a fraud, it's not necessarily Højlund, it's CK, and I need him to answer. We're taking him to court today. And we need him to why
did he hype him up?
I thought I was just coming on Saeed's show, like it was gonna be nice, talk with the guys. All of a sudden, I'm getting
Safi always got smoke for us, bro.
You're getting gang pressed, bro. You're getting gang pressed. You need to answer because that's your guy.
But did you gas him up? Because I watched him last year, yeah, and I preferred him on the wing rather than up front. You know, I preferred him on that right-hand side, and I was like, he looks more of a winger, like a right forward, inside right forward to me. Up front, it's difficult, man. His movement for me is very, very poor. Like, forget that the service. I just think his overall movement it's lacking a little bit. He makes it easy for defenders to kind of like, you know what, I can mark you. I've got you locked in. You know what I'm trying to say to you? But
Mhm.
the point is though, is he too young to be criticised? Is it too early to criticize him now? 15 games in the Premier League, I think it is, or somewhat like that. You're saying CK is too early to be saying, "Yo, man, he's not that guy," and like, you still believe in him?
I
You trying to say?
No, of course I still believe in him. I think he has a lot of tools to be a top striker. I think it's fine for him not to be that guy right now, though. He's 20 years old. Like, I think it's more of an indictment on Manchester United making this
Facts.
guy their first choice striker at 20 than necessarily Højlund's fault for, not delivering, quote unquote, so far this season. I think could he be doing more? Probably. Obviously he hasn't been getting pretty much any service. He had that one chance against Liverpool last week where he obviously should have scored, or should have at least done better, made Alisson have a save, at least try to make a save instead of, what do you say?
Not in his chest, basically.
Yeah, just probably put it low or just anywhere else than where he shot it. Definitely snatched at it a little bit, but when that's your first real chance and real service that you get in like 5 to 7 games, you're gonna probably snatch at it a little bit. A 20-year-old with not as much composure probably showed a little bit of lack of composure there, but I still think he does a lot of things well for the team. And as a striker, that's probably the one position that is very dependent on the rest of the team. In terms of the service that you're getting, you're not dropping in and like dictating the game and getting on the ball too much unless you're, Gabby, like a Jesus sort of profile, or like Harry Kane dropping into the 6 at times and spreading passes around. So I think, he hasn't been at the top level by any means, but I do think he's shown enough moments to still be, fairly optimistic on his part.
Yeah, this comment here. Yeah, tell me, you gotta say something there.
Yeah, no, I remember when we all first linked up, right? When we all first linked up as our little crew, whatever. I remember me and Staffy had this debate. Would you, sacrifice the goalkeeper to get like a world class striker, right? And I said, bro, I would combine the money for the goalkeeper and Højlund to go get Kane, right? I know Greg's gonna say, oh, it's not that simple. I understand that, right? But imagine our same team, the same exact team is constructed last season, right? Obviously, injuries happened, all this good stuff, but we knew what our starting 11 was every single week last year, pretty much every single week.
Everyone knew.
And you just take that same starting 11 and you drop Harry Kane in there. Do you think De Gea is still at the back, right? The same exact team. Bro, do you think we'd be in a worse position? I think we'd be in a much better position if we had just made that one signing. I don't care what anybody says. We have a striker who actually
simple.
You have a strike. Obviously, it's not this simple. But I'm just telling you, like, if we had sold out 120 million, overpaid for Harry Kane, I'd rather overpay for a world-class striker than a 20-year-old. Again, I think Højlund's getting a lot of flack. Like, I'm not writing him off. I just knew that this was what was going to happen. I knew that.
It's stuff about the situation.
Yeah, I knew people were going to, start, getting antsy, right? We've had young strikers like Mason Greenwood has come in and hit the ground running when he came in. Martial, right, when he came into the club, was fantastic, right? And they didn't have great, talent around them either, right? So I just had a bad feeling about it from the jump. 70 million for a guy who wasn't even starting week in and week out for his club. Like, I'm not saying I watched him all the time. I went, CK told me to watch a few games. I watched them. I was like, oh no, he's good. He's talented. Like, I'm not, and I went, I think CK remembers, I was like, nah, I watched those games. I'm like, he's real. But I knew that 70 million with this squad that we have, bro, it was just never going to work out like the way people were expecting. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're not paying 70 million for right now, though. You're paying 70 million for
potential.
Potential. Yeah, but we can't live in the future too much.
Even all of us would have never predicted Højlund to get like 15 plus league goals this season. Like,
I'm not saying
anyone had an expectation.
I'm not saying that, but again,
what did you expect?
I'll use a young Martial as the use case.
I had about 10 to 12. That's probably my
let's use a let's use a young Martial as the use case.
Oh, I don't like comparing young Martial to Højlund because Martial was a golden boy talent, but he had won the golden boy. He was a much better player than Højlund.
He's a much better talent than Højlund.
That's why he had better expectations. Mason Greenwood, we regard as a generational talent. No one regarded here Højlund as generational. So obviously my expectations.
If he's not generational, why are you investing 70 million on him?
Because that's the price for a young striker these days. That's what it takes, bro.
I'm not hearing that, bro. I'm not hearing that.
It's true, though. It is true.
Bro, Victor, the dude from Sporting, Victor, whatever, he has 100 million release clause.
Body face.
Bro,
look at Endrick, bro. Madrid paid 60 mil for a 15-year-old.
Bro, all I'm saying is I think
it's an inflated price. That's what Griggs is saying.
I think a well-run club, and I'm sure we're gonna talk about, you know,
the well-run club, so we shouldn't be talking to them. This is the wrong show.
And this Harry Kane hype, bro. Because let's talk about
well-run club.
Let's talk about Højlund right now. How much he's starting? Do you know the stats that came out today? Anthony Dos Santos has made 2 passes to the striker in the season 23-24. What the hell is Harry Kane gonna do if his white wingers making him 2 passes the whole season? Garnacho has made 5 passes to Højlund all season. Bro, the dude is starving.
I hear that. I was saying the same thing about Tony when he would come in the game, bro. It's the same. I agree that our wide players are terrible.
There we go. So what are we going to bring in Harry Kane for? Harry
Kane is a much more experienced. Bro, Harry Kane will drop deep, receive the ball. He'll actually Harry Kane will be the one making the passes to a.
Can I say something to you, Tim?
You think Højlund's not dropping deep because against Liverpool, I saw him at the halfway line the whole game.
What can he do with it? He's not that good. He's not that guy. He's not going to getting the ball and do special things. That's
okay,
the point.
So Harry Kane drops deep. Who the hell's up front then?
Bro, if Harry Kane on the ball, okay, I'm not Marcus Rashford's biggest fan, right? But Harry Kane on the ball, dropping deep, Marcus Rashford can find pockets right? Harry Kane's drawing
Vegos. Remember Vegos?
He's drawing center backs.
I think Rashford's problem isn't having anything to do with Højlund. The dude just looks unmotivated. His intensity is off, all that kind of stuff. You can see from preseason.
Griggs, I criticize we argue about Rashford all the time. I don't think he's a top player whatsoever. But I think if you put a competent striker next to him, he'd be exponentially better.
His goals will be a little bit up, bro. But if you look at the way, bro, this is not a striker issue. It's not even a winger issue. It's a system issue. Our wingers are asked to be wide playmakers when they don't know how to play make. Garnacho, bro, Garnacho trying to be a playmaker, bro. The dude is getting outrun by every other fullback. He's getting
out-muscled as well.
He's getting out-muscled. He's not ready to be a starter. And I told people this. You guys all begged for Rashford to get dropped. He got dropped. We downgraded again because Garnacho's not ready to be as the starter.
No. Let's not rewrite history.
We are rewriting history because, bro, you guys told me you guys asked for Rashford to get dropped. You guys told me that there would be more goals. You told me there would be more.
No. Griggs, no one said that. Hold on, Griggs. I agree with you, but Griggs, you're waffling right now. One second, Griggs, you're waffling.
We played Martial and Sancho out wide. That's what I said.
That's still a dead take. That's a month later. That take is still dead.
Temmie said drop Bruno and Rashford, and the team will get exponentially better. The team has not gotten exponentially better.
No, Griggs, but let me tell you why you're waffling. We reached the point.
You're taking my statement out of context. I see what you're doing here. Not working. You're taking the statement out of context. We were talking about. I specifically said Martial and Sancho. That's what I said. We'd score more goals. I'll die on that hill. I'll die on that hill. I don't care. I'll die on that hill. Okay. But with Bruno and with specifically Rashford, because Bruno at least works hard, right? I still think we need a much better number. It's Bruno and then McTominay comes in. Like I can't even. I don't have the time for that. But like Rashford versus Garnacho, I think at a minimum, Garnacho's tracking back. Like he's doing those bare bones basics, right? Where Rashford wasn't doing anything.
That's what I wanted to say.
Okay, so don't complain about the creativity up front.
Wait, Griggs. Let me just tell you something. We're not saying that Garnacho has been amazing over.
What I'm saying is, but then you can't complain about the attack because the only player that's been making passes to Højlund all season, the only person that's been making passes to Højlund all season is the guy you guys all call selfish.
Yeah, but you know what, Griggs? When he stopped passing to him, he wasn't even tracking back. So we're not sitting here talking about Garnacho. 1 second. We're not talking about Garnacho being better than Rashford. We were talking about Rashford being so bad, offering nothing to the point that we would rather to play Garnacho over him because at least Garnacho's given us the minimum, which is actually running on the pitch, tracking back, and doing something. He was actually giving us energy that Rashford stopped giving us.
Team shape.
Let's not forget that Newcastle
game against Bournemouth, man. What do you want me to do, bro?
Bro, but
Yo,
that's not what we're
his fault,
saying,
though. We're not one man
Griggs.
team.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's not one man
Bro,
team.
how about we focus on the system that is ruining
Griggs,
all our
but you
wingers?
do know we say that,
Facts.
Griggs. You know why, Griggs? Because on my match reaction after the Liverpool game, what did I say? I said if Rashford was there instead of Garnacho, he scores that chance, the one that Trent tracked back and he got him. I actually said Rashford would have scored that. So this is me already acknowledging that Rashford is always a superior player to Garnacho. But I don't want us to sit here and revise history and pretend that Rashford wasn't so bad to the point that we all said he just needs to get benched. Bro, we called for him to get benched after the Newcastle game. We said, bro, play Anthony.
I mean,
we don't rate Anthony over Rashford.
We've been calling for you guys have been calling for him to get benched for like 2 months now. Let's not say he's been
I've been
asking.
calling
Of course, Greg. Of course.
Okay, there you go.
I don't
Of
regret
course
that. I
we
don't
have
regret
been.
that.
That's
Before
fair, bro.
you
That's
go,
fair.
Madam,
That's fair. But
Before you go,
ahead,
Madam,
go
yeah.
ahead.
Big up to Usman Verke says, want to big up you both for your work rate and quality. You've been the highlight of my few last big six. Unrelated, but I'm curious. You listen to Baby Main. He's so good. I'm guessing he's so good. Yeah, I listened to him. He's not been about for a while though. But yeah, man, big up to Baby Main, Somali rapper. So yeah, man, big up, bro. I appreciate the super chat, man. And conversation here. Fuad says excuses for Højlund, but abuse for Lukaku and Weggy. I think
One
age
is
is back, man.
20,
That's
one
what it
is
comes down to,
20,
age.
and the other one was like 25, 26.
Obviously.
Relax.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
you know what I tweeted, bro? You know what I tweeted on Saturday? I said this, bro. The Højlund discourse has gotten bad because a certain French Twitter been gassing up Martial in 2023. What's it called? Sunday. Højlund missed a sitter. What do I see the next morning? I see Martial scoring the same goal in Thailand in preseason against Liverpool on his strong foot instead of his weak foot.
I didn't even see that, you know.
Like,
Where's this?
we have to be objective when we're
where
doing
this
this kind of
well,
discourse, man.
Bro,
That's what I mean.
Martial
Giggs is in the
barely,
trenches. when it comes
Martial
to
barely
Twitter,
played, and the media at large has been killing him over the past.
I agree.
few weeks.
I agree. He's been getting scapegoated. But
Yeah.
why are you also gonna put that same blame on Højlund when you should be sympathizing with him?
Højlund's not really he's getting stick on like like you said Martial Twitter, but Martial Twitter in comparison to like the media at large.
Of course, the media's not gonna want him. There's bigger targets.
Højlund's not getting that much stick. Listen, I have a question for you, Griggs. Like, you said this? It's the system, right? This same. Well, it's obviously a different system right now, but Rashford had his best season last season under Ten Hag, by far. It's not even
Yeah,
close.
but
His best scoring season.
It was a different system,
that wasn't
which
my
is what I
favorite.
wanted to address earlier.
That wasn't my favorite. That wasn't
You
my
could say
favorite. Rashford
1920 maybe, yeah, but I would take
1920.
last season. I would take last season over 1920. Like personally, that and we could. I think a lot of that was because he had a
Really? Hold on a minute.
1920
No,
was the best all around Rashford.
Rashford, Martial, and Greenwood. You would take.
No.
You wouldn't take that.
No.
over this
I'm
front three.
saying
No,
individually.
he's talking about Rashford.
He's talking about Rashford individually,
He's talking
not
about
individually.
Rashford. He's talking
Oh,
about
sorry,
Rashford.
sorry. Okay,
As
okay.
individual. Like
Talking about
1920,
front
the
three.
link between Martial and Rashford was disgusting.
Crazy,
I think
crazy.
1920 Rashford had more pace than this Rashford. He had better
Pre-surgery.
he had better dribbling. But the back surgery killed him.
Last season,
The surgery.
But you know what? Rashford last season was actually scoring striker goals.
Bro,
Let's
he
not
was
forget
scoring-
that.
bro,
When he
Why
was
do
when he-
you think I asked for him to be the number 9? I said
No, I don't want him to be a number 9. He was very good
No,
at crashing the box. So when he scored a few headers last season, when have we ever sat there and we're like, you know what? Rashford is that striker that scores headers. We always thought that his goals are just from individual moments where he beats a man and just strikes the ball from either outside the box or from the left wing.
and he was
Last year, he was
back.
scoring a variety, which is why I enjoyed Rashford
You
last
know why I
season.
asked for Rashford
But-
to be the number 9 this season though? Because we talk about the striker goals, but he also
Oh,
poses.
man,
he also poses. But when he gets to this kind of Rashford, the one that I think his overall game has diminished, you put him as striker, and the system is able to become more fluid. With Højlund, it's obvious. This system right now with Ten Hag, it needs a fluid striker. Højlund is not the most fluid of strikers.
Rashford.
You know, it was never going to work.
No,
bro.
because Rashford can link play at a okay level, but he'll also interchange with the wingers. He'll drift to the left. He'll open up space. He'll
What is
drift
it-
to the right. He'll open up space.
Think about Spurs. He didn't do that.
Yeah, he didn't do that against Spurs. He didn't do that
He
against
did it all
Wolves.
last season though.
Against
So
Wolves
it's
as well.
He did it all last season. So it's always going to be there.
Yes, but his starting position was a left winger, and he would come inside.
No, he played a lot of games at striker last year.
How many did he play as striker last season?
At least 10.
To be fair, when we use Weghorst as a 10, he
Well,
was
until
technically
Weghorst-
the striker.
Fair. Okay, you're right. You're
No,
right.
And he had
Bro,
Weghorst
yo,
in the team.
guess what?
You're right.
Our best performance last season, we all said Spurs 2-0. Guess who was the striker that day? Marcus Rashford.
Marcus. But again, I'm not. Again, we don't have a Weghorst who actually can,
To be fair, Weghorst wasn't in the team at that
Weghorst
time.
wasn't on the pitch.
Who was in that team? Who was on that team?
We didn't sign
front-
Weghorst yet because that was
the-
before
the
January.
front three that-
Ronaldo was the striker. Remember when he was on the bench and
The
he walked
front
out?
three, the front three that day was Sancho, Rashford, Antony. And that front
Was
three,
it?
actually, I didn't think.
Yeah, it was before we signed Weghorst. Remember when Ronaldo walked off the pitch when Ten Hag tried to bring him on for the last 5 minutes and he refused to
The
come
only
on?
game,
Oh.
the only game that front three lost last year, by the way, was the City game away at the Etihad. That was the only game that front three lost last year.
Yeah, and we still back 3 goals that day.
So,
But
listen, I hear you. I hear you.
Fred was man of the match
Griggs.
that day.
Yeah,
So
Fred was man of the match.
you know when we talk about Harry Kane, by the way,
This is one of the strong. This is a strong team. When you deep.
We'll take this team tomorrow. I swear I'll take this team
Except the
tomorrow.
goalkeeper.
Yeah, man.
Imagine you take the same team and just Antony go away, right? Put Rashford right, left, or and put Harry Kane there.
Yeah.
Okay,
But here's what you're doing, Temi. Temi, you're doing a lot
of.
of revisionism. But listen, 1 second.
It's not revisionism.
I've been trying to get to this point. No. I know you've been saying it. I know you've been saying it. I'm gonna give you credit for that. But you mentioned it because you mentioned the whole goalkeeper thing and all that. Here's what we need to remember and not revise. This system that see what Said just showed us, that picture in that system. We actually used the 10 at that time. Okay. So when we were building up to this season, none of us thought we were going to do this bullshit advanced 2-8 shit, okay? Because Bruno this season is not creating the same amount of chances he were creating last season. Because if you guys remember, last season, he created the most chances in the league. We weren't converting the chances. We thought you put a 9 in there, you're going to have a 9 that creates these chances. I said the only reason I agreed with the whole goalkeeper thing is because, number one, I don't accept any manager whatsoever to go into 3 years, so basically next year, to get his goalkeeper. You never bring your goalkeeper 3 years later. The goalkeeper should be one of the first signings, let alone 3 years later. So I refuse to accept the idea that we're going to go into a second year without a goalkeeper. That's number one. Number two, he changed the system and he started playing 2 advanced 8s instead of Bruno being up there on his own creating chances. That's number two, which is why we're not getting the same creation from him, which is why we're not scoring a lot of goals. And third, bro, instead of saying, why did we spend money on the goalkeeper instead of the striker, we should have never signed a midfielder to change the system to play this way. Because if we're going to talk about the 40 million that we spent on Onana, forget the fact that it's Onana. I wanted just a goalkeeper, okay? But instead of spending 55 to 60 on Mount, why didn't we just buy a goalkeeper and a striker? Because I'll tell you what, our midfield hasn't even improved. In fact, our midfield has gotten worse because he changed the way that we played. This whole 3-1-6 bullshit has made us worse on both ends. And we're just sitting here and pretending that, we should have just signed a 9 and everything would have been okay. That would have meant, if we signed a 9, that would have meant that the second year, the guy still hasn't implemented zero philosophy by not buying a goalkeeper. Secondly, you wasn't going to build from the back by still keeping De Gea. So once again, you're not sticking to your principles. And third, as I said, the priority was never Mount. Mount was the first signing we made. It wasn't Onana. It wasn't Højlund. It was Mount. If anything, we should be calling out the Mount signing because the midfield hasn't improved and we're shit on the goalkeeper position. And we don't have a 9 that's number Kane like all of us wanted. So we're actually focusing on the wrong thing. We backed the manager because we said we got to give him what he wants to rebuild this team and to implement his philosophy. And he implemented the wrong way. He implemented it in a way that made us worse. If you just wanted to sign a Harry Kane and keep De Gea, why did we sign Ten Hag? Why did we sign a project manager who's going to develop a style of play? We should have just signed someone who's good for the now. We should have signed a Mourinho. We should have signed an Unai Emery. We should have signed an Ancelotti, someone who just comes in and deals with the squad as it is. And he doesn't need about 3 years to improve the squad.
This is the issue with what you're saying, right? We signed up. We were doing a project, right? We were ahead of schedule last season. We were ahead of schedule.
Were we?
Results
were.
Let me finish. Let me. I'm going to land here.
Go ahead.
Objectively, not one of us thought we'd be in the top 4 last year. Not one of us. Absolutely not.
Yeah,
Obviously, we still had a lot of holes in our team, a lot of things that need to be fixed. But again, we're asking. You can say whatever you want. Oh, he wanted this control, this and that, all of this. I would want control of a club too if I've seen what's happening over the past 5 years. And he's made mistakes. I agree with that. He's made a lot of mistakes. And I'm sure we're going to talk about the new structure that comes in. If he had people guiding him through this process, I guarantee you these mistakes wouldn't have happened. I guarantee it. All these things, the Mount signing. Listen, I still think Mount's getting a lot of flack. I think the before he got hurt, those last 2 weeks were very good. But I'm standing on he was actually decent when he was playing those first few games.
He's not going to solve the issues in terms of creating chances. That's the problem. He's not solving the issues in that regard. My thing is, Timmy. My thing is, when the manager was piecing the puzzles on this squad, I felt like he went with the wrong kind of tactics first. We only scored 58 goals last season. You then bring in a striker who's not prolific. I feel like you had to sort out the creating chances more so than the guy who finishes it. Do you know what I mean? Like we're not having a volume of chances. When you look at our,
We
our
were creating less chances though, Said. We were creating chances.
Bruno,
He was number one. He was
Sorry?
number one.
Bruno should have had like 20 plus assists last season.
Bruno last
No, no, no,
season
no, but-
created
no,
the
but-
most chances in
no,
the
but I'm
league.
talking
Said.
about. No, 100%. I'm talking about this season now. When you look at it, yeah, but it was Rashford that was carrying us last season. Let's just all admit that was carrying us last season.
I said that.
But
I said that
Antony,
for
his
sure.
In
output
terms
is
of
poor.
conversion, yes.
Output is poor. Antony's output is poor. Garnacho's a young kid. I just feel like for me, when we get to that edge of the box, yes, we don't have the striker available, but I don't see us having abundance of chances as well. Like when you look at the Luton game, Sheffield United game, we're always looking for that one moment for someone to score. Like it's not an abundance of chance. Højlund's not getting abundance of chances. So the problem must be the guys behind him not having that foundation for him to succeed. You see what I'm trying to say? I'm not giving him an excuse, but I'm like, he only gets like one goal a game, etc., etc. Like Mount signing did not make sense because he's not a guy who's gonna be a creative player. He's a good
Our striker averages
saying?
one shot. Our striker averages 1.3 shots per game. That's just not possible. I don't know how
But
that's
there you go.
possible. One shot per game for the striker. That's why I can't blame Højlund too much. But if you're only getting fed one chance a game to shoot, then, bro, you basically have to
It's
be
a
converting
systemic
at
issue.
a.
I agree with
He has
you.
to convert at a Holland-esque rate for it to be worth it.
Bro,
Of course.
even Holland misses
And even Holland's
many
conversion
big
rate this
chances
season,
a game.
and Holland's conversion rate this year has gone way below than his usual standard. Because usually at about 45% conversion rate.
There's a
Even
there's,
look at this point here. Look at this point here.
He
What,
did.
he's put
You know what?
Bruno
Because-
so deep.
Well,
Why
that's
is
what I'm
Bruno
saying,
being
Said.
one
because
position?
McTominay is playing in the position that he is, it forces Bruno to play in that
Exactly.
left
Thank
center
you.
mid all
That
phase
Brentford game,
role
man.
on the
That
left
Brentford game was
instead of
everything,
being
bro.
his
That's-
right center mid advance role. So it just it maximizes everything Bruno's not
And
good
and
at.
this
And
is-
minimizes
Sika, that's why
everything
I'm
that he's
saying
good.
we're going
Yeah.
here and we're revising all this, but we're not looking at the manager actually changing the system. The way we're talking about it, we're talking about as if we're playing the same way we did last season. If you
We're not.
if you want to pretend that we're playing the same way we played last season, then yes, bring me Harry Kane and we're gonna become a good team right now. But that's not what happened. Our chances went down. Why do we create less chances? Because we changed the midfield system. Why did we change the midfield system? Because this manager signed Mount. I'm not necessarily blaming Mount. I'm blaming the position that he signed Mount to play in. Because now, instead of Bruno being that guy up front that gets the ball and creates a chance, let alone, listen, we know no one was converting these chances, but he was creating them. Now he's not creating them. Why? Because he has an advanced 8. Who's this advanced 8 when Mount is not there? It's McTominay. So it's the same issue. The issue wasn't the individual. The individual was the systemic tweak. Why is Mount playing? Sorry, not Mount. Why is McTominay playing ahead of Bruno? Say that Bournemouth game. Remember that first goal? Who gave up the ball? Bruno. Where was Bruno? Bruno was in the left back position. Why is Bruno playing that deep? Bruno's not a number 8. People told me he could play a number 8. Clearly, in that game, he proved that he can't. Because he's not that guy that gets the ball deep and he makes the right passes. He should be far up the pitch. Because as much as I scream at him for giving up the ball away, when you're giving it in the final third, to me, that's a lot better than giving up in our half. But whose fault is it that he's actually playing in our half? The manager. Why? Because he wants to play McTominay up top. So we need to go back and actually look at what the manager did in the summer and his decisions with the signing. Instead of blaming, should we have signed Onana or should we have signed Harry Kane? Should we prioritize this money or that money? We should have never changed that midfield because that's the reason we're struggling this year. We have 18 goals in 17 games, by the way. We're averaging a goal per game. That's shocking. 18 goals in 17 games. If we don't score next game, we're going to be averaging 18 and 18.
Like his vision, though, like for a sustained amount of games with the actual players that he wants. Like we haven't seen a left-hand side of Mason Mount, Luke Shaw, Lisandro Martinez, and Marcus Rashford or Garnacho for an extended amount of time. Like we saw it work in that first, 60 minutes against Tottenham. Like the amount of chances that we're creating, we're playing pretty fluid football, turning them over in the on their side of the pitch, and then both Luke Shaw and Mount get injured in that one game and are out for, God knows how long. Mount's injured again, so you don't have to convince me about the Scott McTominay thing. Like I think we're all on the same page in that, or that's just like, it's like I tweeted the other day, like it's like the Interstellar meme when Matthew McConaughey is like looking and saying like, no, when McTominay scored those 2 goals against Brentford, it's like, yeah, it was great for that moment, but like, what has it resulted in? It's resulted in, I'm pretty sure he started every game since then, and taking McTominay out of the team is probably the easiest way to make this team better.
He's not going to do it though. He's not going to do
Wait,
it.
Said, leave that
Whatever we
comment.
think of it, he's
I'm
not
so
going to do
happy
it.
you put that comment on. Can you leave that comment for a second?
Playing different
He's
this
saying
season.
the difference. It's a different season. They're playing low blocks against us this season. That is absolutely rubbish. If you think that there's 10 teams this season that scored more than 3 goals against us. 10 teams. We had Wolves. Said, that first game, you went to that first game. Remember Wolves? Did Wolves park the bus against us? They overran our midfield.
High press.
Everyone has actually been high pressing us. Ironically, the only teams that we actually haven't been struggling against this season is the big teams, which is why Onana's looked best against Arsenal. He's looked best against Liverpool. These are the best teams that we looked against, because when we kept the ball in our build-up and we took time or whatever, we look good. These teams have all been overrunning us. Not a single team. I'm lying. Not a single team. But there's a few teams that we sat here. We're like, you know what? We look comfortable against them today. But the main thing we spoke about all season is what? Our midfield is being overran. And we said that against Bournemouth. We said that against Brighton B team. We said this against a lot of lower teams. So to sit here and act that people been parking the bus against us, that's not true. Maybe on a few occasions.
Last year,
we all complain about the midfield.
Last year we actually did better against low blocks because we swept the bottom half of the table last year. Home and away, they couldn't.
We destroyed the low block last season.
We destroyed every single low block. But this is where I look at the summer and I'm looking at it now. You're like, the only signing you really regret is Mason Mount, because if I knew that we were gonna play this high double late to this extent, brother, why didn't you just go sign James Madison? If you're gonna play
him pressing in Spurs,
but imagine James Madison and Bruno out of possession. Like that's
terrible. But McTominay's terrible out of possession too.
What do you say?
McTominay, where's probably the McTominay?
We didn't think McTominay was going to be in the.
No, but even that high double A, bro. As good as Mason Mount is out of possession, even he's not good enough to kind of back up that high double A. Because even when Mason Mount's coming into the system, we still look terrible out of possession. We're still getting bypassed.
No, we were winning the ball back a lot. We were causing a lot of turnovers.
I think you could create a press without Mount and put Madison. I think you can still create a good enough press where you can still get the high turnovers, and then you have a better chance creating, bro. Because we're putting Scott McTominay in a position where he has to be he has to put.
You're the compilation guy here, right? I want you to go to that Liverpool game, and I want you to get how many times we got the ball in their half, okay? And please just send me a video how many times we got the ball in their half and McTominay had the ball. What is the point of getting the ball in their half when you have McTominay getting the ball? He could never make the final pass.
My point is not backing McTominay's selection.
I know. But you're saying
he's saying Mason Mount out of possession prowess is the reason why he chose him over Madison in terms of playing that high.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying I don't really think there's an out of possession system that Eric Ten Hag can create that can really allow this double A system to work in the Premier League. So for me, bro, Mason Mount, by the way, in 11 days. We could have started talking to him for a free contract to sign him in 6 months. We could have done that. That's
what I said to Musa today.
We could have
paid 55 million for him to play how many games for us?
Well, you could have, bro. 15? I've heard that Matheus Nunes was offered to us, and we could have gotten him.
I can't lie to you, man. I don't see it Matheus Nunes.
It would have been better than Mount, but
it would have been better for
It would have been better than Mount. Yeah, of course.
At the same price. But
it should have been Madison, guys. Look at Madison and Spurs.
You could have just gone signed a deeper midfielder. We could have gone and signed Amadou Onana this summer, by the way. I'm sure we could have gotten him this summer.
Don't tell CK that, man.
We could have gotten him this summer, and then you signed Mason.
Next summer.
And even if you look within the academy, there's players that can play a high 8/10. Dan Gord is right there, by the way. He's 19, 20. You could have used him as a bench piece. Hannibal Mejbri can do the 8-10 thing. You have the pieces that can do what Mason. No, but what I'm saying is what Mason Mount can do, many others can do.
Kudus would have been that guy, man.
We don't even have to think that hard. Listen,
that's what I'm saying.
We really don't have to think that hard.
Mason Mount isn't excellent at something that you requires him for you to get him a year early. There's other players that could do what Mason Mount does to a certain level.
Griggs, not when Madison is going in the same summer for 40. They told me he didn't sign because he doesn't press. You know why I'm saying Madison? I'll tell you why. He went for 40 million, so he went for 15 million cheaper. Okay. He is top 3 in the final third this season. We're comparing him to Bruno, who hasn't even been playing well, KDB, and Odegaard. So he's in that conversation, okay? I don't know what his GA is because he's been out for a while. Who do you trust in the final third when you're winning the ball to make an incisive pass or take a shot on target? Madison or anyone else in our team, a.k.a. McTominay or Mount? This guy is actually injured because, by the way, this guy used to get subbed off every game about 10, 15 minutes early by Ange because he has that whole system pressing. every time they put a team to bed, they take him out because the whole system is pressing. We see him in a high press system in Enge. So this whole fallacy that he wasn't going to be good for this team because Ten Hag wants athletes that press. Madison's actually injured because of how much he's been pressing.
I mean,
like they had muscular injuries because of how much.
I don't think
right here, but again, they're playing. I think what we're missing here is like in my opinion, you need two like solid midfielders, right? They're playing with Sarr and Basuma, right?
Yeah,
Yes. So those are two like strongholds, right? Madison and Bruno.
Athletes, man. Athletes as well.
Madison's allowed to roam.
That's what I'm saying, bro. In the summary, forget about Madison, bro. You could have just gotten an athlete midfielder. Just get
100%. I think we're all in agreement that player was definitely the priority.
Yeah, and even with Mount, bro, like big up, but like with Mount, like
big up Mr. Z, man.
You could have made him a secondary signing. You could have signed Mount in the same summer, but why didn't you just go get another midfielder first?
Yeah, that's my issue. We needed an Onana. We needed another Manu profile. Like that's.
I think we all wanted Caicedo in the summer. Obviously, we don't.
Well, thank God we didn't do that. To be fair, thank God.
That's what I'm saying. Right now, your revisionism is going to be crazy.
This guy loves revisionism, you know. This guy's the king of revisionism. Yo, Griggs, man, he's a good player. He's just in a bad system and a bad team. They're not
I promise you, the kid we have right now is better than Caicedo.
He's looking overwhelmed right now. But we should have bid for Declan Rice, bro. How did we not at least put in
all the names that we just named, CK? All these names that we're talking about right now.
Saeed, I promise you, though, certain names are in this team right now. By the end of the season, it will be a consensus take that he's better than certain than a Caicedo. I promise you, it will be a consensus take.
That's mad.
I was never sold. I was never pressure, man. Caicedo was never worth 100. Look at Basu. Look how much.
No, he's not talking about that. He's not talking about that because I'm saying.
I don't think we're talking about.
I'm saying a certain guy. I'm saying a certain wonder kid in our team right now is better.
Of course, Manu's better than him. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, I thought, bro. On the ball, he's miles ahead of him.
Come on, bro.
I still think Caicedo is good. I think the price tag did him injustice.
We
all agree that Caicedo, as bad as he's been, Griggs, would he have been this bad in our system?
No.
Playing next to Amrabat, playing next to Casemiro.
Ten Hag would have never played him in the six. Ten Hag would have never played him as a six.
Exactly, and that's my point. What we're sitting here, by the way, when I talk about Madison, I never wanted Madison in the beginning. I said if you're going to go with the system that I disagree with, at least get Madison, because at least Madison is the better player. I can't have the wrong system and the wrong individual. I think what CK said earlier, what Timmy said earlier, we should have went for a deeper midfielder anyways. I think we all in the summer wanted a deeper midfielder. That's why whether you're saying Rice, whether you're saying Caicedo, whether you're talking about promoting Manu, you know what's common between all these three takes? They're all deep-lying midfielders. They're all midfielders that would have played next to Casemiro, that would have played next to Eriksen, that would have played next to Amrabat, and we would have never had this issue. The whole idea of Madison, Mount, and all that is because you made a mistake going with that system, and you also went for the wrong individual. At least if you're going to make a mistake with the system, sign a better individual. And he did neither. He signed the wrong player for the wrong system. And this is why we're sitting here. We're 11 days away from January, and we're still complaining about the midfield. We still haven't addressed the midfield issue.
We won't be buying anything. We won't be buying. Apparently, John Milton saying that January transfers won't be happening. Big up to you, by the way, for the problem. Yeah, the problem that we have, we don't score enough is because we have players with low IQ, poor decision making. You know what it is, yeah? Would you say Garnacho is a low IQ footballer? Or do you think he's just developing? Do you reckon he can get to that level where he's just IQ is good at that age? Like, let's have a genuine conversation. Has he got genuine football IQ?
The thing that pisses me off about him is just like it's all cut in and shoot. Like every time, like Luke Shaw will be on the amount of times that he ignores overlaps is the most annoying. Like if you're a Manchester United winger, that or at least in the system, like that has to be drilled into your brain. To make that pass, like,
and the worst thing is, bro, he doesn't know how to strike the ball. He doesn't know how to strike the ball.
Ball striking is shit anyway. So it's like, what are you doing?
If he was an elite ball striker, I don't understand why he cuts in and shoots every time. But every time his shot gets blocked, he doesn't know how to strike a ball.
He's in the top percentage of like wingers that shoot and like top like bottom 10 in actual shot quality. So that pretty much goes to show you that he's just forcing shit.
He's clearly talented. Like he's 19, so like it's different than like
is he?
Yeah, he's talented.
Savvy
hates Garnacho, bro.
I don't hate him, bro. He should not. You guys see who he is, bro. He's really not who he is.
He's 19. He's 19 years old, or is he 18 or 19?
19. He's born in May. I think he's born in May.
He's 19 years old. I think if you look at the context of a 19-year-old,
big of Lee Gunner.
Speak on it, Lee. Speak on it, please, Lee.
No, I think you know what it is, yeah.
In a couple years, I'll tell you this. In a couple years, Lee is going to be paying £20 to go to some stadium next to him in Spain and he's gonna be watching Garnacho, bro. I promise you, he's
Bro,
gonna be
yeah.
sending you pictures,
Maybe-
Said, on
maybe-
WhatsApp. Look,
maybe-
at
So
something
you don't
for
rate him.
Garnacho.
You don't rate him. You don't rate him.
Hell
You don't rate him.
no, hell no.
Bro,
Garnacho scored an overhead kick, and Safi said, "Great goal, but the performance was shit."
let me
Oh.
finish.
Tell me what he did
That's
in the
elite
game
hating, though.
outside
I
of that
can't even
goal.
be mad at that. That's
It's not even.
It's
You know
hating.
why?
that's
You gotta
fair,
respect
bro.
me because I've been saying
no,
this
no.
for a year, bro. So it's not gonna take an overhead
Bro.
kick for it to change for me, bro.
He's 19 years old. He came into the first team last season and hit the ground running as a super sub. Like that's it. That's what he should be doing right now. If our club was actually built correctly,
He should be on loan. That's what he should be
he'd
doing.
be on loan, or he'd be coming off the bench, making an impact like he did last season. How many big goals did he score for us as an 18-year-old last season? Big goals.
He came
I know.
on a bench. He came
Yeah,
up on
on
the
the
bench.
bench.
A lot of his goals were
Yes.
from the bench.
Yes.
And
That's
now
the
the
thing, bro.
responsibility
If a
is a lot now.
If
It's
a
a lot to take
19-year-old
in.
isn't like a bona fide like primetime starter performing every game, like that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Facts.
I know that,
Okay,
but
wait.
but you have to
That
show
is
the
okay.
you have to show a level that you can start some games.
Yeah.
I have no
Had
issue.
really good starting performances and really bad starting performances.
Bro,
He's
I
like-
have no
he's
idea.
19.
I have no problem with Garnacho being 19 and not being a solidified starter. I don't think 19-year-olds should be. That's not why I'm judging him.
This
I'm
is
judging him
wild,
by
man.
the hype this fan base is giving him.
Actually,
This
I think
hype
he
that
tricked
he's the
me.
next
No,
Ronaldo,
he
that he
touched my
sues after all
No,
game,
he's not the
that
next
he
Ronaldo, man.
shushes when he shushes the
no.
crowd, bro.
No,
You shouldn't be
no,
shushing the
but
crowd.
No, the
bro.
thing is, though, let's look at his
Stop,
attributes.
bro.
Yo, look at his
No,
wait,
look at his
Griggs, let me
attributes.
let
Though.
you-
No, look at his attributes. Though he doesn't have elite ball striking. He doesn't have even good ball striking.
Wait, Griggs.
You have to have
You'll
that
be
some
on my
point.
side soon,
Wait,
bro.
wait,
I
He
just
doesn't
saw
have
it before
yo.
you guys.
He doesn't
He's
have
a
blistering
transition
pace.
player. He's a
Bro, he-
transition player.
No, but the thing, he doesn't have blistering pace. I don't think he's
No.
that quick.
Bro,
And he hasn't physically developed.
Tell
in
me
the
what he
last
has
year.
that he's gonna develop in the
Does
next
he-
couple years.
Does he look at all?
I'm
Does he
gonna
look
wait.
stronger at? Does he look stronger at all than last year?
No.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know how to like.
Mm.
It's gonna be Ayo, but right challenges. He doesn't know how to do that yet.
He's a hard-working winger.
Every single time,
He's a
every
hard-working
single time,
winger.
Griggs.
That's what he is.
Griggs, wait,
He's not
Griggs,
like fullback.
Describing
Wait,
Anthony's
wait,
side. He said he's a
wait,
hard-working winger.
wait,
Nah,
We're
Griggs,
describing Anthony.
It's what it is, man. That's the reality right now.
Griggs has made his point. Staffy's made his point. I think we are. I'm not saying he's a Christian. He's not Cristiano Ronaldo at 18. He's not that. But I'm gonna repeat. Last season, what he's shown is that he has obviously he's.
What does he have? Name his
what?
attributes. Name his attributes.
I'm gonna use a totality of what we've seen last season.
Just
and this
name his
season.
attributes. That's all I want.
I don't think he's as bad as finisher as Griggs is making out to be. I think he's.
I didn't say he's a
think-
bad finisher. I think he's a bad ball striker.
He's a good one-on-one
He doesn't know how to check
finisher.
a ball.
I think he's a good finisher.
I think-
actually.
He's
I
a
think-
good
I think-
1v1.
I think he's a good finisher. I think tenacity wise, great. I think he's a good dribble. I think he's a good dribbler. Close control is pretty decent for his age. I think he's not. He doesn't have blistering play.
No, it's not.
You don't think his close control is decent?
No, it's
Oh, he
not.
tripped.
Bro.
Oh, his first touch is
No,
close.
bro,
He
it's
trips
not,
over the
bro.
ball.
I
I'm
said
not
close.
gonna-
I didn't
Bro,
say first.
Anthony has better close control than him, and
When
we
he
don't
has- when
rate
he's on
Anthony.
the ball. When he's on the ball,
He's
he
not
doesn't
good
have
at
good
that.
close control.
I don't think he's good at that.
I disagree. I think his close control.
He's
Nah, you
got
know what
quick.
it is,
He's
yeah.
got
You know
quick
what it is,
feet.
yeah.
He's got quick feet.
Let me
He
let
doesn't have-
me
He
let
has,
me
he has
tell
the
you
it
what
factor,
Garnacho's
bro.
game.
He has like
Yeah,
that,
and
like
he's an it factor.
he has like he just
He's
kind of.
confident.
I think
He's confident.
I think he's got no, but you know what it is with Garnacho.
No, but he does.
got
You can be
confidence.
confident and not
got
do shit.
confidence.
Like he's still.
Yeah,
he,
no, I get it.
Yeah. He's confident. I think for me, on the transition, he's good. On the counter attack, he's good. His decision making is very, very off sometimes. I can't lie to you. Bit
course.
greedy sometimes. But I've seen a level of his game that has matured a little bit. If you go back to last season, he was like this season. You can see the level of maturity in terms of game reading. I think he's defensively, he's working hard.
Yeah,
He's
sure.
closing spaces down. Like his overall understanding of the game is getting better. But he's not there. He's not a Ronaldo. He's not going to be that winger that we
fine
all
if he's
think
not
he is.
there yet.
It's not.
though. Like give him a
I-
couple years.
He can
like,
be a match winner as well. He can be a match winner as well. He
No,
can be a
the
match
thing is,
winner
though,
as well.
with Garnacho, do you
Nothing.
ever
Can
see
you
him?
admit that?
Do you ever see him being at the level?
No.
Do you ever see him
No,
being at the
no.
level that he can start for Man United?
If Marcus
Bro,
Rashford,
this is what you guys are crazy about.
Yes, I think he has the potential to start for Man United one day.
Not a
Absolutely.
chance. Not a
I
chance.
don't think. I
Not a
don't think
chance.
so.
Man United
Not a
right now.
chance.
What do you mean?
Not a
No,
chance.
but you know what
Not a
I'm saying.
chance.
Like in 3 years' time,
And
do you
like a
think
top
Garnacho?
team and like
in
a
a
top
top-
Man United
yo,
team?
And not even saying champions, like a champion team, but a United team that finishes third every season, top 3 every season. Do you think Garnacho has the level to be a top, a starting left winger at Man United for that?
Bro,
But that's-
listen, bro.
Right
We
now,
saw- I-
no,
I-
but I don't know. But
You
I
know
don't
what? I'm
know-
not going to
I
use
don't
this
think
stage.
I don't think he has the physical attributes to get to that level. And I think having physical attributes is important to get to that level. I don't think he has
I
them.
also think we have to think about like he's never played this many games in a row. Like
I mean, you can tell it now. Yeah, he's so tired. He's
fatigued.
So
It's like that burst coming off the bench for
Yeah.
30-40 minutes is different than starting week in and week out. So I think his body has to get used to that too.
I'm about to say we're watching him struggle in real time. Like I don't think this is an abnormal.
I think he could end up being a great impact player for Man United. By the way,
yeah,
he
right
could
now,
end up being I think
like,
that's the ceiling. That's
right
the
now
ceiling.
right now he's like an Everton player. Right, like that's what he is. He's like an Everton.
Bro, I take McNeil over him, bro. You're talking about Everton players. I take Dwight McNeil. Is that his name? Dwight McNeil. I forgot his name.
But you know what's mad? Yeah, the energy should be on the other side. The energy should be on Antony.
No.
We don't have to talk about that guy, bro.
He's awful.
I've said it for a year now, man. I said it for a year. That was the biggest waste of money I'm making that in history. He set us back a decade because we spent 100 mil and we reset the winger market for no reason. We scored our own goal. Bro, he's just dead, bro. Sai, you know in FIFA where you put position modifier on someone. That's what we gotta do to Antony. Yeah. He's a wing back.
He's not even good enough to be a wing back, bro. He's just a right back.
He can't run. Never mind. He's not quick enough. Right back. He's a left back, right back. What do you want to do?
I said this last season when people were hyping. Remember, he scored a few goals in his first couple starts. I was like, bro, he's not one. I know you guys said he has pace. He's not that quick, bro. Like he gets caught. Like fullbacks catch him regularly.
He's quick. He's just not fast.
Yeah, like excuse me, he's not fast. I don't think he has pace. I don't think he has real legitimate pace. Like
he's got good pace, 5 to 10 yards.
Yeah, he'll beat a man.
He's quick.
He'll beat a man, and then he'll stop because he knows he can't outrun that fullback. So he'll stop and start doing his little ISO thing, his little ugly ass cut in, and then try and shoot. Like, bro, he's terrible. That is Ten Hag's two biggest mistakes is signing Antony, right, and then making Bruno the head of his snake. I really believe that. I'm like that. Two huge mistakes. If I could criticize him for anything, I think it's those two things. It's like, bro, come on. Like
bro, the thing that pisses me off the most about Antony is when he does like some dumb shit and makes a mistake, and then he's like, I'm like, bro, you're just bad.
He's a funny guy, bro. He makes me laugh when I watch him. I don't know why.
No.
At this point, I realize he's so bad that I don't even get mad when he does stuff anymore. I just start laughing. It's got to that point.
I give every game. I'm like, come on, Antony. I'm like, I literally watch him like trying to hype him up. Like, I'm like, come on, bro, come on. And it's like, I'm like, what am I? I'm like, oh.
But when you see the same result 1,000 times, bro, if you keep having hope, it's just insanity at that point.
It's insanity. That's what I said. It's insanity. I agree.
Hope,
I agree.
He's bad. But sorry, our right winger's loading. Our right winger's loading soon, bro. Soon come, man.
I'm not hype.
You know what's mad, yeah? No, listen. It depends on. I don't think he'll play in this team, man. I've got a weird 40.
It's gonna be funny when Ten Hag sends him on loan in January. I'm gonna hate myself so much, bro. It's gonna be so funny when he sends him.
Yeah, man. 100%, man. 100%. You look. Make sure you like the video, people, man. 20. Let's get them likes up, people, man. Nearly 700 of you's in here. Late night, you get me. Make sure you like the video. But the main thing is, like I said to you, yeah. Before we move on, yeah, is that brothers, we need to score goals, man. Because, bro, it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good right now. You get me? We need to start scoring goals. You know what I mean? And that's it, man. Simple as that. We need to start scoring goals. We have scored 1 goal more than Luton. Everton has scored more goals than us. I think we scored a couple more than Burnley. Like that is ridiculous, man. That is not good enough. And that has to come from Højlund has to score whoever.
We're sustained pressure. Like, the team like Arsenal or someone, they're like,
yeah, Arsenal don't create a lot of chances, by the way.
But they sustain pressure.
So you have to do one or the other.
That's what I'm saying. It's like sustained pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
But then if it's the same pressure, then the forwards come out the equation, and that's when you bring in the midfielders. If you put a midfield that can sustain pressure, then your forwards at some point will eventually bang.
Exactly. Yeah.
It might take them 50 shots, but eventually one of them will go in.
Right. Not like two chances a game. That's not gonna cut it.
So the first thing is you take that Scott McTominay guy. You say go back to right bench. You go back there. Kobe Manu, you start him. You put Amrabat for now until Casemiro comes back because Amrabat rent is due January 1st. By the way, Florence is calling back. They say they want him back in Fiorentina. By the way, that's what my sources are telling.
I think people are overreacting to this.
Well, that is the stiffest midfield I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen. A
you might are too harsh on Amrabat, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yes, he's not the midfielder.
You know what it is.
Always the game that he's gonna look the worst in, just because of that.
Yeah, when I look at midfielders, I look at how quick their actions are and like how far ahead of the game they are, bro. Amrabat looks like he's 3 seconds too late. He's a good technical. He's a good technical player.
Bro, when Amrabat gets on the ball,
Casemiro doesn't think. Bro. He just busts the ball. He don't need to think.
when
You don't have a
Amrabat's on the
decision to
ball,
make.
good things happen, bro. Good things happen. That's all I'm gonna say. Like,
Bro, but I want
compared
he
to
takes
in
12
transition,
touches.
wait, Griggs. In transition, he's not that great. Like his turn of pace is not very good. I agree with all that. But at least more often than not, he's in the right position to recover for the mistake that he makes in terms of for his deficiencies, like his turn of pace being bad, all that good stuff. He's in position. And then when he does get on the ball, bro, like we actually look half decent. Like,
well, Ten Hag talent ID.
Oh my
You
God.
have to talk about
I'm
that. Then.
seeing,
If
I'm
you
seeing
not gonna
Amrabat drop
blame
between center backs.
anyone, it's Ten Hag. You brought him, you chased him. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
I think with Amrabat, I think Amrabat's a good footballer. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a good footballer.
he's a good footballer. Yeah,
he's not built for
footballer.
Premier League though. He's just not built for Premier League. Serie A.
Bro, you guys are complaining about him struggling against Liverpool. Bro, when's the last time any of our
Liverpool,
players didn't struggle?
I've
against
seen a
Liverpool?
lot of. I think Amrabat's had.
Yeah, when it was in a single pivot, bro. I'm
let's
talking
talk
about him
our
being in a
Let's talk
double.
about our best performance against Liverpool in like since when's the last time
Exactly, Temmie.
Like-
Temmie, you know what it is, Temmie? I want you to
Last
look at
year,
him in the last
beat them
couple
2-1
games.
last year, bro.
Look at Amrabat in the last couple games.
Oh,
Wait,
Antony,
Bro,
Look
at Amrabat in the last few games and look at compare it to the beginning, the first 3 games he played for us. Look how much more confident he was on the ball versus now. Because this guy's been so traumatized of playing in that single pivot and getting pressed on his own. I think last game he even forgot that he had Maino with him. Because Maino was actually helping him out.
I
The guy
think
couldn't
he was
believe that
credit.
he had a double pivot with him, bro. That's how bad this system has been. I think he's stiff, don't get me wrong. Is he built for the Premier League? Maybe not.
That's what
But
I'm
is
saying.
he
That's
as
what
bad
I'm
as we're
saying.
making it out to seem? No, because you know what? We said the same thing. All this guy does is work hard and run. When we had another midfielder who was perceived as lazy and this and that, but what bailed him out was his technical ability, we also complained. How many times are we going to sacrifice our midfielders who are different profiles instead of actually blaming the systems and the players that we put with them? But once again, another midfield of McTominay being in, and people are sacrificing the number 6. Come on, bro. Let's be a little bit more realistic. We'd be the only team. We'll get Rodri in tomorrow and we'll sacrifice.
I never
him.
know
I'll
what
tell
I
you.
literally said. I literally said put McTominay
Wallahi, we'll
right
get
bench.
Rodri to play single pivot tomorrow, and people are gonna blame him.
I literally said
he's
put
so
McTominay.
slow.
I literally said put McTominay right bench. McTominay's not to be. I'm just saying Amrabat as a whole, as a player, you look at him when it comes to
What's your best midfield free?
He
What's your
covered
best
so
midfield
much
when
ground in
everyone's
that
fit,
Chelsea
everyone's
game, and no one
everyone's
said
fit.
that. He wasn't
when
stiff
everyone's
against
fit?
Chelsea, was he?
When everyone's
Everyone's
fit,
fit.
everyone give me your front three. Your midfield free.
Front 3 or
Everyone's
midfield?
fit. Midfield 3. Midfield 3.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Mainu, Bruno are the 2 that are guaranteed for me.
It's got to be
I want to say Mino,
Mino,
Kobe,
Bruno, Amrabat.
and Ericsson.
Ericsson.
No, that's
Yeah, Ericsson's the 10.
They don't got the physical. They don't
Ericsson's
got
the 10.
physical.
Wait,
I
who are
don't
your
think
other two?
Mainu doesn't have the physical development yet to be like playing that kind of midfield.
Manu, Kobe, Ericsson. That's what I'm saying.
Mino and Kobe.
Got ball
I mean,
retention there.
wait,
but
wait,
ball-
wait.
You said
Mainu,
Mino and Kobe.
Ericsson, and who else?
Sorry, Kobe, Ericsson, and Casemiro.
And
Yeah, my
Casemiro.
bad, my
Okay,
bad.
that's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, this is. I'm gonna go. I know Casemiro hasn't had a great season, but I'll go Casemiro, Manu. Ooh,
Just say it. Just say it, Timmy.
But just say Ericsson,
No,
bro.
you
You don't
don't
want to say
wanna say
Ericsson.
it. Just
You
say
say Ericsson, bro. You just say Ericsson. You
no,
know,
I actually want to say Mount. I want to say Mount, but it's. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I'll say Casemiro, Manu, and Mount. That's what I'll say.
Casemiro, Manu, Mount.
That's what I'll say.
I might go actually Mainu, Amrabat, Bruno. I want to see that. I want to see that
I
midfield
want-
all
yeah,
year.
that's
I want
my
to see that
three.
midfield all year. I've been asking for that midfield all year.
Manu, Amrabat, Mount.
I'm not drifting
Or
into
not
the
Mount,
help.
Bruno.
I'm not drifting into the midfield to help a little bit too. Yo, perfect, man.
But
then that
I
means
think
we need a right back
Mason
then.
Mount. I want
This is Davos for bro because he can't be
Mason Mount, man.
Mason Mount has a
he's
Mason
carrying
Mount
the
has
points, man.
Mason Mount has a part to play. I promise you that.
I do want to see Mainu. I do want to see Mainu
On the bench.
Mount. Bruno.
Manu, Mount, Bruno would be insane.
We saw it. I saw it
like a
against
low block.
Arsenal. I saw it against Arsenal, and it was so good. I want to see it again. I actually want to see that.
Bro,
midfield.
Mount's-
I saw it live. It looked good live. I'm still not sold on it. I'm not sold on Mount and Bruno in the same team.
Against a low block that could work, not a transition.
I'm not sold against Mount and Bruno in the same team. Would gives me nightmares.
Well, that's a coach. That's a coach's problem though, because the coach is asking Mount to play above the striker. Ask Mount to play
Bro.
deeper.
Everyone
Now-
forgot about him, man. It's crazy, you know. It's
If
mad how
Mount-
everyone
if
just forgot
Mount-
about Mason Mount.
Is Mount
By
and
the way,
Bruno,
he's 11 days away from having 0 GA in a whole calendar year, but I'm still hearing him in my midfield.
No way. No, he has.
He
been
has
perfect.
0
That's
GA in
It's
2023.
one assist.
side.
He literally has an assist for us, bro. He has an assist for us, by the way. He has an assist for us.
Okay, he has an assist. I'm sorry. He has one
One
assist,
assist.
in a calendar year. That's a great
One
stat.
assist.
Yo, Staffy's a grade A hater, bro. I just want to point that out.
No, you guys really proved me wrong, bro. I'm sorry, Mason Mount. You have one assist in a calendar.
But
year.
when I hate on him, he calls him.
Not hey. This guy's a Champions League winner who scored 20, had 20 goal contributions to the Premier League before. Like, no, let's talk about the one terrible season he's had with the two worst run clubs in the Premier League.
His whole fan base celebrated him getting sold, by the way.
Worst run, yeah, I would celebrate too, but they made the mistake of thinking that Manchester United was fixed. I would celebrate leaving Chelsea too.
Hey, man, if they celebrated Kai Havertz, he's kind of cooking right now. So
yeah, bro.
Chelsea
thing about Staffy
what
doesn't rep any player. He doesn't like any player, so he can just full-time hate.
True.
He doesn't have to
That's
defend.
not true. No.
You know what's mad as well?
Don't lie.
He hates on this player as well. He hates on this player as well, man. Casemiro. Some news coming out today.
Don't even say that, Saeed. Let me tell you something, Saeed.
Staffy's guys on Nana.
CK doesn't even say Casemiro's name. You know that. CK doesn't even. He calls him number 18.
No way.
Number 18.
He doesn't say his name. He
39,
refuses to say his name.
Listen, man, you man are gonna realize when this guy.
Look, I don't want to sell him. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to sell him in January. I don't want to sell him in January.
Saeed, can I defend myself
in
here?
January?
Saeed, can I defend myself here?
Summer 2024, though, we will be there.
Because these guys are trying to put stains on my name out here, bro. I don't like that. These frauds like CK moving on. It's the West Coast, bro. Those West Coast people are usually frauds, anyways. Here's the thing, Saeed. It's not that I don't like every player. I know what this manager is trying to do, or at least I thought I knew what he was trying to do. When I spoke about Casemiro, it's not me speaking about Casemiro as a player. It's about the system he was trying to use him in. The system that he was trying to use him in was incorrect. I kept saying, if you're going to play that 3-1-6 bullshit, stop putting Casemiro there. Casemiro's best attributes was playing with two holding midfielders like Modric and Kroos. If you're going to have that, then okay, put Casemiro in the system. But when you're building everything through Casemiro, who's not known for his high passing volumes every game, because it's not his best attribute. He kind of actually he moves forward more. People think he's that DM that sits back. Go back and look at his years with Real Madrid. He actually used to play ahead of Modric and Kroos a lot. If you're going to use him that way, then keep him. Because we've seen him actually get us 14 GA last season. If that's how you're going to use him, I don't mind that. But that's not how he's used.
Staffy, build your midfield how you would want it. Forget about what Eric Ten. Build your
midfield. Half these guys wouldn't even be in here, bro. So that's why I plead the fifth on this one. I'm not talking about these rubbish players.
Come on. You're being such a stick in the mud.
Okay. You want me to build a midfield with what we have right now? I never wanted Mount. So how's that fair on me when I never wanted him?
Oh my!
You're an old man, bro. Staffy is the 50-year-old man on his porch yelling at the air, bro. That's what he is.
Okay, I'll build my dream midfield. Prime Iniesta, prime Jadon.
I wouldn't be it doesn't have to be a prime midfield. When I was asking, okay, so since you want to be a liar, CK, I wanted Onana. That guy, the same guy that you're praising, but he's still
Onana, you know, man. You man are getting gas about Onana, you know. On the ball, man. He's so
it would have fixed half our issues, bro. I wanted him over Amrabat anyways. Man. So as much as people want to sit here and say I don't like anyone, of course I rate Martial, this guy in the comments. And I also said Martial should have been sold about 2 years. Are you going to mention that, or are you going to sit there and lie on my name? Hold that, Z-Gold, you absolute liar.
This guy's not giving us a midfield. This guy's not giving us a midfield. After all of this, he still hasn't given us a midfield.
With what we have right now, can I change the structure of the midfield as well? Because I don't like the
your midfield, how you want it.
I'm playing it in two ways only. If I'm going back to what we did last season, I'm keeping Bruno there as much as I don't rate him, but I do know if I put two holding midfielders behind him, he will look better. I'll play behind him either Casemiro or an Amrabat next to Maino, or if I'm changing the structure and I'm playing 3 flat at least, so 1 DM and 2 8s, not advanced 8s. I don't do that bullshit. I would put what's his name, Casemiro, Maino, and Eriksen. That would be my midfield.
That makes sense.
Mount might have to go. I don't know how.
Amrabat for me plays if we have a 10 because I need more defensive work. Yeah, but if we're playing a balanced midfield, it would be Casemiro, Maino, and Eriksen because I'm getting more ball progression from Maino and Eriksen that makes up for the lack of progression that you get for Casemiro.
But when you look at this team, it's still not even fixed, you know. Someone deeped it there.
We need 2 new right backs. We need 2 new right backs. We need at least a new left back, whether it's a backup or a starter.
We need 3 center backs, bro.
We need 3 center backs. We need at least 2 more midfielders. We need a new winger. We need 2 new wingers. Or we need another striker.
Wow, man, that's
That's
crazy,
good,
man.
bro.
What we spent on
It
Ten
ain't
Hag,
easy.
man.
I could really say I could
What's
say
Ten
three
Hag
wingers
spent?
too. I could even say three wingers to be fair.
Bro,
Because if
all our
Sancho
wingers are terrible.
goes in January, Anthony's still going to be there for some reason. Garnacho's there. You got
I didn't
Rashford.
hate Sancho, by the way,
Rashford-
CK. You fraud. Hold that. That was one
Yeah,
player
look how
that I
that turned out.
supported.
The one player you hate is an absolute.
Congrats. The one player you
Oh, and
support,
we've been
I think,
doing
over the
so
key.
well without him.
the one
Hold
player,
that,
the
CK.
one player you
Player
support
FC,
is
man.
literally playing pro
Player
clubs with
FC.
Mardini right now, bro. That's what's happening.
Yeah, and who and whose fault was that? What, Griggs? Can you remind me who's the last attacker to score a goal at home in the Premier League? Oh, okay. Hold that, Griggs. Everyone is holding that today.
Congrats, you still shit.
And
He's
we're
not
still
Yeah.
shit.
I'm not do. Hey, respect my man Sancho, bro. That
No.
man is not shit.
Why would I respect
I ain't
him?
respecting crap, bro. Why I respect him?
He's at
Oh,
home playing FIFA.
I think he's
Sancho
unprofessional.
could
I think
cook
he's
on the Highland.
unprofessional.
Bro, he don't
I-
respect my club. Why should I respect
Exactly,
him?
Saeed. Say that again, Saeed. Say it louder this time.
Yeah.
Now he
You
would
want Højlund
cook
to
on
you
the
want Højlund
Highland,
to
man.
score some goals? Bring Sancho in here.
He was what?
Jared, fact.
He would
Nah,
cook with
Yo,
Højlund.
let's accommodate
Maybe.
Sancho for not doing his
Oh,
job.
now
as a
CK
professional.
is realizing it. He said maybe. Okay,
No,
there
he
we go.
probably would. He's a good player. He's a good link up, but like,
So now he's a good player. But when Staffy was saying it, Staffy hates
he would
everyone.
cook with Højlund, but guess what? He doesn't deserve the chance to cook with Højlund because he doesn't
I
want to be
agree.
here.
Yes, I agree. He should apologize. I'm not arguing that.
He don't want
No,
to.
he shouldn't.
We're talking
No, he
footy.
shouldn't.
There we
No
go.
one
We're
here is
talking footy.
apologizing if you actually
Yo,
think you didn't do it.
as a dictator, I would expect that you expect him to apologize. This is something that
No,
you
I-
should.
no, he
that
should
you
apologize.
asked for.
He should apologize. He should apologize.
First of all, say, I hope you see this vision, Say. I hope you see what's going on here. These guys love to call me a dictator because I stay firm by my opinion. They're trying to press me. They're doing a Ten Hag against me, Saeed. They want me to apologize for things that I don't mean. These guys are the absolute examples of what Ten Hag has become these days.
I don't want
This guy refuses to apologize. We're still talking about him, by the way. If he's shit and it's December 19th, why are we still talking about Sancho? Yes, because our team is not good enough. The fact that we still think about him and we even troll him is because we know our team is not good enough. If we were winning last season when Ronaldo left and we were winning and we were doing well, no one spoke about Ronaldo. Not a
Ronaldo
single
apologized.
soul.
The first time, at least.
Apologize for what?
The first time when he went
But
down the
you
tunnel.
can't do something and then apologize straight away.
Oh
like,
my
you know
God!
what I mean? Come
Ronaldo
on, man.
came out and spoke about the manager, and you guys still call
No.
him the GOAT, and you guys got over it. But a player
Yeah,
who
because
thinks he did
that
nothing wrong.
one guy has won me
No,
Champions League
it's
before.
different. It's
That one guy
Oh,
has won me
so
Champions
it's
League.
so
What
it's
is-
conditional.
What has
So
Jadon
apologies
Sancho
are
done for me?
conditional to
What
you.
has Jadon Sancho done for me? Then be a flop at Man United. What has he done for me?
So if you won me a Champions League, you can spit on my face. But if you didn't win me a Champions League, you're good. That's
Okay,
crazy.
wait. I want to bring this.
crazy.
I want to bring this to context. I think Sancho's probably our best, in my opinion, probably our best winger. Right? Do I think he should apologize? Yes, absolutely. He should 100%. It's been unprofessional. What he's done is unprofessional. He should apologize. I'm not arguing that. But if he was to apologize tomorrow, Ten Hag bring him right back in, start him next week.
he would.
He literally,
would.
oh, Ten Hag has said that he wants him back in the squad. All Sancho has to do is apologize. The dude doesn't
I'm
want to
not
apologize.
arguing that. I'm not arguing that.
No,
I'm
you're not.
arguing-
But what I'm saying is that's why I don't get why people get on Ten Hag %. Oh, black and yellow comps, bro.
Oh my
That's
God,
what
this is
it is.
Obama administration
No,
comps.
man.
If I see
Let's
another,
run it up, man.
I posted
That's
on Twitter. If I
Højlund.
see
Imagine that's
another
Højlund,
Dortmund
guys.
Sancho comp,
Black
don't
and
Imagine
yellow
that's
comps,
Højlund.
bro. This is the
Send me this
purple
account
bracket.
so I
Look
can
at this. Look
report
at
it,
this.
bro.
Højlund. There's Højlund. Højlund's
Oh.
through. He's in. Oh, what a goal by Højlund.
No, Said, it's okay. But
Bro.
Garnacho's the star boy. You know, we'll
He showed up for work.
Months and then he showed up.
All
late.
right.
He showed up for work, bro. He did the bare minimum. He shows up for work and he trains.
Yeah, I wish he missed
Don't
it because I don't
quit.
want to see him on the pitch. I wish you can miss training, bro. But hey,
Now,
training.
you know
hype.
what's mad, yeah? You know,
Work hard in training,
you know
but
what it is,
be shit in the game, guys. It's okay.
we're in a position now where we're very, very shit. So we're looking at the past in it. You know what I mean? Like, it's,
performances for
Yo,
Man
who is Staffy's? Staffy's like,
Nah,
you know, like,
Staffy has gotten possessed by jabs. I've clocked it, bro. That's what happened.
Bro.
No. Jabs is no. Jabs. Listen. First of all, respect me. Listen.
Jabs.
I doubt you insult
like
me.
Jabs, what's Jabs doing
Listen.
nowadays?
Calling me Jabs is worse than insulting my family name. Don't ever call
Oh,
me
you're
Jabs
acting like
because
him.
this guy put Ahmad over Salah in a combined 11. Okay, don't do that to me. Never do that. Don't lie on my name. You've been lying on my name a lot today. I'm just calling out players that are actually technically better than most players that we have, but we want to sit here and bullshit and say apology this, apology that. Did any of you guys ask for Ten Hag to apologize to Varane after he benched him for no reason? I don't hear you guys saying that.
He should apologize to Varane.
So speak on that then. If you want Sancho to apologize to the manager, how are we about to talk about the manager apologizing to him?
I'm the one that brought up to you. No. Let me cook it real quick. I'm the one that brought up to Staffy. I'm the one that brought up to Staffy about Varane playing left center back instead of Johnny Evans in that same game, and I literally called Ten Hag.
Don't say it to me. Say it to the manager, bro. It's not about me.
No, you're the one that's calling me out right now. You're the one that's calling me out saying why I should demand.
So have you said Ten Hag needs to apologize?
Yes.
How come the player has to apologize to the manager, but when the manager is fucking about, you're not saying, oh, the manager should have apologized? I don't understand it.
How do you know what he's saying behind closed doors, Staffy?
I didn't say I know what he said, but clearly he benched him. Listen to me, Tammy. This is my point. He benched the player for tactical reasons, okay? We've been shit since he benched him for tactical reasons. He comes in, we got a clean sheet at Enfield. Did he go and apologize to him and say, I should have never benched Varane because Varane is my best center back. I was wrong on that one. Why is no one saying, he should apologize to Varane? And everyone's saying he should.
Staffy, you want the manager sacked, right? You do. So, okay, let's say we sack the manager tomorrow, right? We bring in another manager, and it's Varane. Let's just say this new manager has an issue with Varane, and he calls out Varane, right? And Varane does the same thing that Sancho did. Okay. Do you that the same manager we get the manager you want? I don't know who it is, right? And Varane does the same thing that Sancho did. Do you want Varane to not apologize to said manager? Like,
all right, you want to know something? I actually said the minute that happened, I said Sancho should be sold because you can never have a player goes against the manager. I believe in manager power.
There you go.
The thing is, what we're talking about is that you guys want to force this apology thing. Why am I supposed to apologize if I genuinely don't mean?
I didn't even ask.
I know that I didn't say anything wrong.
Yo, all you should say is 2 words. I'm sorry. That's it,
bro. You can never be a man. Never look at me in the eyes and tell me to apologize to someone when I actually don't mean the apology. That is the biggest hypocrisy as a man to do. You are not a real man if you apologize, but you know that you actually don't mean the apology. I'd rather apologize knowing I did something wrong.
He clearly did something wrong. So if you can't recognize that, that's maybe
guess what? Sancho's not making it in this football world, by the way, because at the end of the day, you're the player and he's the manager, so you have to listen to him. You have no other choice. That's how it works in anything. You have no other choice, bro. When he tells you to train, you train.
You think it's a coincidence? You think this is his first time happening at Manchester United? It's happened at every club he's been at.
Dortmund, Man United. At some point, there's a common theme, and the common theme is not Erik Ten Hag. The common theme is Jadon Sancho having an attitude problem. It's as simple
clearly Ten Hag is falling out with a lot of players. So let's talk about that.
He hasn't fallen out to disagree though. He disagreed maybe with your position.
You're digging yourself a hole.
Same thing with Garnacho. Garnacho had terrible habits.
The way I look at you,
can I say one last thing, Saeed?
Go on.
Ten Hag kicked Garnacho out of preseason last year. Kicked him out of preseason. Garnacho shut up. He did the training work, and then Garnacho got a spot in the team. Sancho complained about Antony being the favorite and everything. Guess what? Antony has been dropped. Antony was suspended. You could have came and you could have played minutes and you could have proved yourself.
Sancho opened his mouth only when he came out and spoke about him in public.
All he said was that he hasn't met our standard of training. That's all he said. If you can't take that, then you're just weak.
Yes, because he doesn't agree with him.
Right.
And he called him out in media. Let's not lie, Griggs. He never said a word until he called him out after the Arsenal game. You just got picked 3 by Arsenal, and you're talking about a player who's not there.
They asked him, no. They asked him why was Sancho not in the team, and he said he did not.
He could have just said no comment. He could have just lied and protected the player, but he didn't.
Because at some point, you can't get protected anymore. At some point, the protection needs to get ripped apart. Because the same player was late to training the week before, and that's why he didn't start against Spurs. And that's why Garnacho started.
The same way he protected him when he gave him.
So what is he meant to apologize for?
Ten Hag sent him to the Dutch mountains for 3 months.
He gave him 3 months off and protected him.
Why are we going back to that? I already know that.
It don't make it right, though. It don't make it right to call him out for me personally.
He didn't call him out
into the public.
He
did call him out. He did because what he did was the Rashford was. I'm gonna keep everything in close calls.
When Josie is on a podcast right now talking about taking off Luke Shaw at halftime, the people criticize Josie back then.
Yeah,
a lot of people did.
I think at that time. No, but I think at that time, obviously, it was on the football pitch we seen it. Because remember, Jose Mourinho was talking about on the football pitch.
Training is the same thing. He said that he has training.
He said Marcus Rashford isn't starting.
The way you train,
we don't know what's happening in training.
The way you train is the way you perform. The way you train is the way you set up your performances.
Great. Marcus Rashford got called out very publicly by Ten Hag last season. He said he's not starting because he was
He's
late
late.
for training.
Guess
That's
what? Rashford showed up. I scored the winner.
I don't know how
Rashford was on
That's
the
very
bench and he
objective.
came out in the second half. He was
Like,
at least
That's,
there
that's
to
black
show
and white. No,
face.
that's black and white, guys. We're training. You know what it is with me though? We're training. Yeah, I just feel like for me, the manager played into the media and played into what the narrative would have been on Jadon Sancho. He's not a good trainer, etc., etc. I just felt for me, Ten Hag should not have said it in the open public. If we found out about it after and later on it was said that what, Sancho is not in the team, then would have been better. But after the game,
You know
I felt
why,
it was
Said?
emotional,
Because a
and it
week
didn't even
later,
happen. That's all it
a
was.
week later, when he got asked about again in the press, you know what he said? He said he's not going to speak on the Sancho issue. A week later, clearly someone from the media team told him, listen, no more comments about this because it's creating rage, blah, 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 whatever. So a week later, someone told him not to speak about it. Why didn't you do it a week prior?
If Sancho didn't say anything, that would have died in 2 weeks. It would have died in 2
He
weeks.
literally kept it up on his Twitter for 9 days.
I agreed
as
with
his
you.
tweet.
Why are you guys acting like I didn't say Sancho was wrong? I said Sancho was wrong for tweeting that. Stop saying that I didn't say that. My issue is you guys want him to apologize for something he genuinely doesn't mean. Why would I apologize to you?
I don't care if he apologizes, bro. I wanted him.
No, you're saying he should have apologized. I don't agree with that.
Of course, he should have apologized because he was in the wrong.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
The manager was in the wrong
Before
and
we
he was
move
in the wrong.
Because I want to move on from that because obviously, you know what I mean, Jadon Sancho's not here, you know what I mean? So we don't really have to speak
When
about
he
that
gets
much.
sold
but
in January
I do wanna
and he
speak
balls
about-
out for another team, I will be here to remind you
and then
guys.
6
And you
months
guys
when
will be apologizing to him.
But
see who's gonna apologize.
I don't apologize for shit, so I don't really care.
Oh,
But
look
what-
at you,
what I do
bad
wanna talk
attitude,
about,
Griggs, not
is Dan Ashworth.
apologizing.
Dan Ashworth, talk to me, man. Dan Ashworth or Paul Mitchell? Who you man taking?
Both.
Dan Ashworth or
Both.
Paul Mitchell?
Both.
They're saying both.
We can't get both.
Yeah, you
Can't
can.
get both.
Why
Apparently.
can't you get both?
Why can't you get both?
That's what I'm. You know, we're hearing that it's one or the other.
No, it's
They're
not.
two
I've been-
candidates.
No,
I've been
actually-
hearing both. I've
We're
been
getting
hearing
both sides as well.
Oh, we're hearing both. Okay, we're getting both then. Okay, say no more then. Right.
They're both.
Say no
they're
more.
both
But the thing
top
is, though,
five.
is he gonna leave? Really? Is he gonna really leave?
Why not?
I mean, when
Newcastle.
Manchester
You reckon
United,
he'll
we're
leave?
Manchester United. It still
It's
works.
Manchester United, bro. Come on, man.
We're Manchester United, but I'm telling you now, I don't know, man. You know what I mean?
You know
Depends
who-
on what Jim
Right,
Ryan
it's
is.
like-
man.
If you're the director of football that takes Man United back to the top, you are etched in folklore forever. Like that's why do we keep getting high profile managers? Because we're Manchester United at the end of the day. Like Eric Ten Hag would have been nabbed up by any of the top clubs when we were trying to get him, right? It's if you can take Man United back to the top, your cachet goes through the roof. Like Newcastle, they're doing great, but they're backed by oil. They're backed by the richest, and it's like it doesn't hold the same weight.
They're backed by a whole state. Yeah.
It doesn't
Get
hold
about my
the
whole
same weight
state.
as you organically building Manchester United, bro. That's an opportunity that you can't pass it up. You can't.
Ashworth is great.
Yeah.
Bro.
This comment here before we move on. Rempestify says you leave training sessions, you leave training problems at the training ground. Eric Ten Hag didn't need to mention that when he wasn't in the squad too. Yeah, listen, big up to Memphis, man. I appreciate the donation, my friend. That's how I feel. And then obviously, everyone has a right to their own opinion. But you know what it is though? My thing is, like I just want the structure to change because then this manager could get found out for the fraud that he is, and he could get kicked out, and we buy a proper manager in, and we brought a proper
You're supposed to
structure
hate a
in,
hater,
and we move
CK.
from
Why are you
there.
calling me a hater, but you don't call Said? Look at this, Said. You just exposed.
Listen,
I told this
It's
guy
not
was
even
fraud.
a hater.
Ten Hag.
If I had that, they would have been
Get this guy
flaming me,
out,
Said.
What about what
Get
if
this guy
what if
out,
the
man?
new structure comes in and he flourishes? You're gonna be
Yeah.
mad.
What are you gonna say then?
Let me ask you
What-
guys something
what-
on a
Found
real
out.
though.
I think
Wait,
he's
Said, let me
out.
ask them something, Said.
Why not?
This is a
Why
real
not?
question.
Why?
Wait, tell me one second.
Go
Do
on,
you
go on.
and wallahi, this is a serious question. Forget the hate, the all the agendas away. Do you actually think Ten Hag deserves a second chance or a full chance under a new regime? Do you think he's done enough to warrant? Listen, new ownership, new director of football, and all that stuff, new
Absolutely.
structure. He's the man to start. Why?
Absolutely.
Why?
What do you
Please
mean?
tell
Why?
me.
We've had a.
Sorry,
Why
Let's
does he
see.
deserve that
Yeah.
chance?
Has he been here 18 months now? It's been 18 months. In 18 months, he did more than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did by far. We were in our
Not hard.
I mean,
Not hard.
I mean,
Not hard.
We did.
By
We
far,
did-
Has he?
it's kind of crazy though. By
Has he
far, it's
named these
kind of
things?
crazy.
Given the context of where we were, absolutely.
Who built a better squad? Oli or Ten Hag? Who built a better
Oli-
squad?
Oli
Oli or
started-
Ten Hag?
Ollie started his last full season with Paul Pogba, Jadon Sancho, Cristiano Ronaldo, Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood. Who else am I missing?
Is that a better squad than this squad here? Is that a better squad than this squad?
Yes. The squad that
the squad?
the squad that he started with day one of his last season is better than the squad that we're starting with day one of this last season. Absolutely.
And who built the squad that he built as well now? Who built the squad there? The one that we're building right now.
Ten Hag built it.
Okay.
We're talking about under a new structure. We finished third last season off of the back of 7th in our worst season in Premier League history. We went to how many cup finals? 2 cup finals. Won one of them. We were up 2-0 in another one. If Malacia, Harry Maguire, De Gea didn't screw us over, we would have been in 3 finals, right? Like, and then we had a bad half of a season. We had a bad half of a season. Where are we right now? We're 6th.
Technically, we only had 7 months of good football, and then the rest of it is basically rubbish.
No, first full season, we finished.
No, it wasn't. We weren't good for the full season. We were good until February. Let's be honest, guys.
Saeed, we weren't even the best team in that League Cup final. Let's be honest. They played better than us. We weren't even the best team in that final.
In Newcastle?
That's when we start playing bad football. Yeah, they played.
Finals aren't about performances. They're about.
I get that. No, that's not what I'm saying. No. I'm 100% serious. I'm 100% serious.
I would say we're better than
about overall performance in a cup final. Who gives a fuck? We won it.
No. You're missing my point. I'm saying from that period on, the performances were never good. We saw the final and we won the trophy, yes. But what was it? 4 days later, we got slapped 7. That's what I'm saying. The performances for the final third of the season weren't good, and it led on until this season.
Both of our center backs.
So when Said said we played, and it was before the center backs were out. It was before the center backs were out.
We were still playing decent footy.
The last time I think we played good football was against Barcelona.
We were in control in a Europa League semifinal.
Yes. What are we talking about? 18 months.
We weren't in control in that first leg.
We hadn't won a trophy
against Sevilla.
Yeah,
we were in the first half.
We didn't win a trophy in 5 years.
That whole game we were in control, bro. That whole game we were in control.
We were in control the whole game. What are you talking about?
Come on, bro. Stop this.
I don't think the second half. No.
Yes,
I mean it was mainly because of the injuries, and
we were in control for 86 minutes.
Bro, Whitecourt decided to pass instead of shoot, and we're like, we know game over. Not adios.
Bro, that team to me died after that Barcelona game.
Bro, that's not true. You can say that's not true.
You're talking about a 70-minute against Sevilla. How about the rest of the season, bro?
In 18 months, he's still, after all the stuff you're talking about, he still has, I think, the highest winning percentage in an 18-month span than any other Manchester United manager in history. And he doesn't get a
talk about the negative records then.
Okay, bro. I'm talking about. Why would I? I'm talking about
because you're choosing what fits your narrative.
I'm not choosing what fits my narrative. I'm telling you that.
Of course you are.
How else do you want him to argue?
Staffy, what you think is that rebuilds
barely. I want him to mention both.
Staffy thinks that rebuild happened like this: you get third place, then you finish top of the table, then you're winning Champions League and Premier League. That's not how that shit works.
I never said that.
That's the way you're talking. That's how you think that shit's gonna happen.
No, that's not how I'm talking. You can ask me because I'm on the panel. You can ask me.
Staffy doesn't want the manager anymore because he thinks that.
So far, Temi and Sika have spoken for me like I'm not here.
No, I've heard you speak.
I know what your thought process is.
Yeah, I know.
You can ask me. You can ask me.
Bro,
ask me.
You think Ten Hag abandoned his principles? It's not what he promised you.
Yeah.
And so you want
if I was wrong, listen. If I was wrong,
yo, breaking news. Neymar's gonna be out for Copa America, man. Damn, man.
I think we all expected that, anyways.
That doesn't shock me.
I ain't watching Copa America now, man. Can't lie, man. I ain't watching that.
I'll still watch it.
I mean,
I got Euros to focus on, so it's calm. Anyway.
Yeah, but bro, I think in 18 months we've had a lot of high highs and a lot of low lows. And to say he doesn't deserve a chance under an actual footballing structure, I think is
he doesn't deserve a chance because he hasn't shown me on the pitch fundamentals. That's the basics I'm asking for. I'm asking for fundamentals.
So Mikel Arteta finished 8th back-to-back season. He was showing you fundamentals.
Mikel Arteta did not sign all the players that he wanted right away.
You know what? It's a tweet.
That is the most.
You know what? No, I'm gonna back myself up. Go check my tweets from 2020. I've got a tweet here that says, Arteta doesn't have the players, but he has the principles in the team. I said it in 2020. Bro, I'm telling you, go now to my tweet. And I said, you can see the vision, but he hasn't got the players.
So that's not true. That's not true. Not all the one and then gone. He had a big portion though that didn't want him gone though. He had a big portion that he also had a thing. Bro, the thing with Ten Hag is
sounds like us right now.
Yeah, literally.
The thing with Ten Hag is
he was right.
With Arteta, they saw principles that could lead them to being a sustained title contender if he got the right players. in that kind of sense. The way that he can build up the back, the way the possession.
Arteta didn't regress after his
which
first
stays-
season, but Temi won't tell you that.
He literally did.
No,
No,
he
he
didn't.
didn't. No, he
No,
didn't.
he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Arteta
Did he
did not
finish eighth?
regress after 1 year.
They finished 8th in both seasons, but the
He
second
actually
season,
maintained at least
his
maintained the
first
level.
full season when they finished 8th, because the first season they finished.
No.
Okay,
As
my
an
bad.
eighth.
Look at this.
They didn't regress. They just stayed at
You're
8.
punishing Ten Hag for doing well in the first season.
Yeah.
No,
What
No,
did I say
we
here?
are not.
What did I say
No,
here?
we are not.
What did I say here? 2020.
I think that's the game they beat West Brom.
Wow, looks like a
Sorry.
hater to me.
That day they beat Chelsea.
Am I hating now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lots
I think-
Go ahead, hater side.
I think with Ten Hag, though,
Doesn't mean that he should have been sacked, by the way. I'm not discouraging that. Arteta could have been sacked here, but I could see what he was trying to implement in terms of playing out from the
There were
back.
fans in the stadium. He would
Arteta-
yeah, yeah.
Ten
See, he's
Hag,
right. Arteta
can't
would have been
see
sacked. Arteta would have been sacked.
So
Said
lucky.
he probably would have been probably would have deserved to get sacked as well. But here's the difference. And let's
why is it like that? Why
if you let me speak, I'll tell you. If you let me
ahead,
speak,
go
I'll tell you.
ahead.
Because the results there warrant it. And at the end of the day, it's a results business. It takes a footballing mind to see the vision. Okay. Which is lucky for Arteta. He had people that back him that saw the future, which is why he's still here and
He
has
saw
the
the
job.
vision. He saw the
But
vision.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
They needed to see something to back it. Okay. He sold them a project and he slowly applied everything and he slowly started achieving. When you're talking about Ten Hag didn't come in and get rid of Ozil and get rid of Lacazette and get rid of Aubameyang and get rid of all the old heads and he started recruiting players that he wants to fit a certain philosophy. This guy came in and he built on what was already here. This guy didn't come in and he was like, you know what? Bruno's 28. He doesn't really play the style that I want. I understand he's the franchise player like Ozil was, but he got rid of it. Let me finish. He added players to what he already has. And he didn't add young players. He added players that are low-key in their prime or players that are about to approach their prime. The likes of Lisandro, the likes of Antony, the likes of Casemiro. Arteta didn't get a Casemiro profile when he came in. Okay, he came in and he bought a reject. He bought a reject in Odegaard. How old is Odegaard right now? 24. So he got him at 21. Who was a flop at Madrid. No one saw the vision, but he did. If Ten Hag came in and his first season he finished 8th, and then this season he's taken us to 3rd, you can see progression there. But the fact that you finished top 4 and a season later, when you tried to play your style of football and you're regressing, that means that you cheated the system the first year. And secondly, you gave up your principles. You can sit here and argue all you want. The results reflect it for a reason. It's not me waking up this
I think
stuff.
Wait. No, let me respond to that because let me respond to that.
100.
So what he's saying is Ten Hag finished 3rd, and because he had to do things to finish 3rd, and now that he's actually getting a chance to start his philosophy, his style of play that we've regressed, that he should hold corn for that. I think that's in my opinion.
How much money did he waste in the time?
The amount of, bro, we've wasted money before him, and if we don't get the structure,
And what was the fate of everyone before him who wasted money?
Staffy, I'll let you speak. We wasted money before him, and if we don't get the right structure in place, we'll waste money after he's gone. That's a guarantee. So that's a terrible excuse in my opinion. Back to last season. He had so many huge decisions he had to make. He had to get rid of one of the club's greatest sons in Cristiano Ronaldo that was not playing well enough. He had to bench his captain, Harry Maguire, that, at least in England, people laud this guy like he's I don't know what, but he had to make big decisions, right? All while trying to keep this team afloat with all of the bad apples that are in the team. He had to do a lot of things. We were saying we were a mentally weak team the season before. Last season, we were a mentally resolute team. You can't even argue that. After all of them, we've had a lot of bad results, but the team as a whole, Lisandro, Varane, remember how animated they were at the back when things, when we were making stops on all these things. Like, he had so much to do. And I'm in my opinion, again, rebuilds are not linear. They're just not linear. If you think we're going to be Bayern Munich and sack a manager, hire a manager, sack a
No. See, that's what I'm saying.
We
That's what I like.
regressed after 450 million.
Guys, real quick though. The difference with Arteta and Ten Hag is Arteta, he didn't rip everything out right away, right? But slowly but surely, he kept ripping out what was
regressing. We've regressed.
Bro, if you look at his team now, there's not a single player bar the youngsters that was there when Emery was there, except Al-Nani, who doesn't even play anymore. So let's be serious.
It's coming here. Show us something.
And Arteta,
Thank you, Joseph.
Arteta built something that they were okay. But a lot of the fans wanted him out, right, because they focused on the result. But the ones that were focused on the project and everything, they saw something that said to them that Arteta can lead us to the promised land. with us, the way Ten Hag wants to build his team, I don't think he can win a title with that. After he gets his full project, right? Let's say he has a 23-man squad that he built himself. I don't trust him to build with the right structure, even a 23-man squad in his vision. For me, that can win the Premier League.
Exactly, because the tactics on the pitch, I don't even agree with.
I don't think he could do that, bro. Tactically, I think tactically he's way behind Arteta. You see the way Arsenal defend right now, out of possession.
He's way behind out of possession, man.
Ten Hag doesn't want to do that, bro. He wants us to play with double high eights.
Exactly, Griggs. That's the whole point, Griggs.
Do you think that we can win a title with double high eights?
Griggs, the formation and the tactics that I see on the pitch this season, I highly disagree with.
His structure.
One second. What Arteta came in? Go ahead.
Let him finish.
I think he could. Well, he might. Like maybe I could give him the first year, right? Maybe I could give him the first year. In my heart of hearts, though, I don't believe Ten Hag can end up being successful at Man United after the 18 months I've seen, because I honestly think he's a good manager. I'm not gonna lie. First of all, I don't think he has the personality to succeed at Man United. He doesn't sell you a vision well enough that maybe I think Arteta for me had more like in terms of he was able to sell to players better. I don't think Ten Hag can do that personally. But I know I'm not a big fan of like the high profile players a lot. I talk about the wages, but you have to be able to like attract your players. And to be fair, he's done a good job of maybe not losing them yet, because under a previous manager, I think this locker room would have been lost by now, to be honest, because after all these results. So he's done a good job in terms of keeping them somewhat sustainable and stuff like that. But I just don't. My heart to heart, I don't think he's good enough at a tactical level to compete with the elite of the elite in this league, and that includes Pep Guardiola, that includes Jurgen Klopp, and that includes Mikel Arteta. In my heart, I really don't think he can compete with that, no matter if he is under a better structure. And I honestly don't even know if there's a manager out there that can do that. So that's why I'm saying maybe Ten Hag, you give him a year, you see what the structure brings in.
That's all I'm saying.
He could do that.
No, I've seen enough.
But I understand where Savi's coming from, where they've seen enough, because when you look at 18 months, bro, he hasn't deserved enough, because even if forget about like the players,
even with the win percentage being the best,
bro,
in 18 months,
even his player profiling.
Let me pull up. You know what? You said this enough. Let me pull up the stats, bro.
Bro, even his player profiling. Look at the way he has Scott McTominay right now, bro. Look at that. Like, let's be serious, man.
Bro, I
like,
think
no one's putting the Glazers aren't there putting a gun to his head to say start Scott McTominay in the 10. I don't doing that except him.
Bro, I don't agree with it, but I think it's patchwork right now. Like his team is
patchwork, bro. He's cheating the game. I don't respect someone that's trying to cheat the game.
His team is ravaged with injuries, right? We haven't seen our best 11 once this season, like at all. We have not seen our best 11 one time. We haven't even seen close to our. We probably
no one gets that. Look at City. They've had more injury. I want to say more injuries. Sorry, they've had a lot of injuries. They've had their best player injured. They've had their best player injured, and they're still managing to pick up results. Okay. Kevin De Bruyne clears anyone we have in our team, and they haven't had him, and they're still sitting in the top 4.
Use Newcastle because
Newcastle is backed by a state.
Newcastle has not signed Rafael Leao and Mbappe and them. They're playing. They are
running on fumes. Outside of the Champions League, they've lost like 3 on the bounce. They can't win a game away from home.
No, but look at this. CK, listen to this. So, okay, so obviously, I wouldn't. If we had this injury crisis and Ten Hag kept trying to play his football and the results weren't coming, that's fine. But look at Eddie Howe. He's keeping his style the same exact way, no matter who steps on the pitch for them.
They're ahead of us in the league. They've had a much harder group than us in the Champions League. Yes, they finished last. They got robbed by a penalty. But guess what? They went against Borussia Dortmund, PSG, and AC Milan, and they got more points than we did against Copenhagen, Bayern Munich, who are not even in their pump, and freaking Galatasaray. They're ahead of us in the league. They haven't signed big names backed by oil money, like Temmy's saying. They're playing with Aaron Gordon or whatever his name on the left wing.
Anthony Gordon.
I keep mixing up with the guy in the NBA. I don't know why. They got Anthony Gordon. They have Callum Wilson. They have Almiron, who they signed from the MLS. They're playing an 18-year-old in their midfield, unlike our manager, who keeps benching him, even though he's our best midfielder. They have a converted striker in Joe Linton playing in midfield. he had to make up a back line without Botman and what's his name and Dan Burn. He had to put a makeshift right back over there, and he put what's his name the guy that you like. What's his name, Griggs? The left back.
Livramento.
Freaking Livramento, and he's playing Lascelles. He's playing Lascelles, and we're sitting here acting like, oh, this guy is doing wonders. He's playing Dubravka in goal, and they're still ahead of us.
If you swap Eddie Howe and Eric Ten Hag right now, what do you think the result's going to be?
No one's saying Eddie Hag's a better manager than Eric Ten Hag. What we're saying is he didn't abandon what he's built upon.
Bro,
he didn't abandon that.
Bro, he didn't even have Eric Ten Hag didn't even have a chance to build on it. He hasn't had a chance to lay the foundation.
He's had 18 months. The foundation has to be laid within
18 months and no foundation. Unai Emery walked into a relegation team and he's playing better football than us. It took him 3-4 signings.
Stop using that weak ass example of Unai Emery, bro.
Who else do you want me to use? Okay, let me use a third example. Let me use a third example, Saeed. 1 second. Let me use a third example, Saeed, so the guys can see it. Ange Postecoglou put freaking what's his name? That Dominican, that guy from Dykeman. He's not even from Brazil. What's his name? Emerson Real. That guy's Dominican. He's not Brazilian. He put that security guard from a club in Dykeman. If you don't know what Dykeman is, look it up. He put that bouncer there, and he's playing in center back next to what's his name, Davis, and he's putting Højbjerg in the midfield, and he's going against City, and he's trying to build from the back. Whether it works or not, you can see a manager that stuck with his principles. It didn't get him a lot of results because for 5 games they didn't win. How about our manager? Our manager gives up his principles, and he already has 7 losses. So at least you can't make an excuse for him.
I'm tired of this Ange Postecoglou. Why are we giving Spurs flowers for doing what they've done all the time? Play some pretty football and win absolutely nothing.
Because they're ahead of us in the league. They're ahead of us in the league. They're ahead of us in the league. They have a manager who actually has cojones.
Happy Grace, I've let you speak. We do the same thing. We always think the grass is greener on the other side. In 2.5 years, I promise you, Ange Postecoglou will win nothing with Spurs, and we'll all be saying, "Oh man, they got to get rid of him."
That is beyond the point. That is beyond the point. We're not talking about who's gonna win what. We're not talking about who's winning trophies.
And this is what we're not having.
Ange Postecoglou.
I have one thing to say.
No, Grace.
I haven't even said that much. I haven't even said that much.
Wait, hold up. Let me explain my point right here.
Tammy's waffling, bro.
I'm definitely not. All of these different examples you're giving, guess what the defining factor is? A footballing structure that has allowed them to do what they want to do.
Because everyone rates Levy and what he does for Spurs.
Yeah, exactly. Let's not do that.
We're going to glorify Levy. We're going to glorify Aston Villa, who almost got relegated because they hired Steven Gerrard. Yeah, that's a great foundation. Bro, all it takes is a manager to show you something on the pitch. I'm not asking for trophies. That's the sad part. You think I'm sitting here asking for trophies. I'm asking to see something on the pitch. Because if you show me something on the pitch, I could be like, you know what? If you get back correctly, maybe you'll do something. Ange Postecoglou, if he gets someone instead of Levy and he gets a serious club that wants to win, they'll build a real team for him. Same thing for Emery. Same thing for Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe might not even be the finished article. He might be the guy that gets gone and they hire a better manager, someone of the profile of like a Mourinho or Ancelotti that takes over a team that just needs that final push to win something. And they could look back at their time and like, you know what? Eddie Howe didn't win us the trophies, but he definitely laid the foundation. He gave us a good structure. He gave us a good spine for this team that we eventually built on. And when he left and we got a serious manager that knows how to win the major trophies, it helped him. You can't look at Eric Ten Hag and seriously say, you know what? He can lay the foundation for the next manager, or he could be that manager that wins us something, because he can't even put a style on the pitch where we can back and be like, you know what? We see the vision. I'm seeing a 3-1-6. And you're still making excuses after 18 months. It doesn't take 18 months for me to see players knowing how to kick the ball to each other.
So you're okay.
Final point from Timmy.
This is where I'm frustrated with Staffy right now. He uses the first season to say it's a wash, right? Because he had to.
I didn't say it was a wash.
He had to do all these different things, whatever the case may be, to hold the fort. We've only really had
put that last comment, Saeed.
We've only really had 5 months of him. We've only had 5 months of him trying to do what he wants to do. I don't necessarily agree with everything, but again, I would give him time with the footballing structure. That's if in 6 months,
that's fair.
Like I think last year bought him a year, if that makes sense. Last year doing what he did under the circumstances, I would give this manager at least a year. At least a year.
You know what the thing is, bro? What I say, bro, I think Ten Hag doesn't have a logical long-term plan at this football club. I think he
Yeah.
prioritized short term too much.
That's Manchester United, though. If you don't prioritize,
No,
short
Yeah,
term-
yeah.
I know,
But
I
it's
get
also-
that.
also
I get
gave
that.
him
But
two-
he was meant to be the
worst
different one,
person
bro.
in the
He was meant
keys
to be different.
Yeah.
He was meant to be different than all the other ones.
but I think he was prioritizing
Facts.
long term. I think he was prioritizing long term with his.
He
first-
tried it, bro. He tried it
first
2
signing-
games.
But his
First 2
first signing
games.
getting Frankie, I think he
I
was
get that.
long term, and then the club when we can't get him, he's like, okay,
No,
like
but
club, like we can
I
get.
think
you
my issue with him is though,
half
bro,
every-
my issue with him is always one guy that has to be that one specific person to build this system. Or like we take out Lisandro Martinez and we can't do anything else in terms of playing out the back. Like that one guy just goes.
Arteta couldn't get Houssam Aouar. Remember how much they
profiles in our
chased
squad
Houssam
are
Aouar in
so
that midfield?
different.
I think a
And he's still-
manager, I think when a manager that doesn't get his first target and he still can't build the same thing. I think
Houssam
for me,
Aouar,
at that point, you're not
Vlahovic.
at that level.
If there's Arsenal fans in the chat right now, remind me how many first options that Arteta wanted that he didn't get, and he still managed to get a good team. He wanted Houssam Aouar and he couldn't get him. He wanted Vlahovic and he couldn't get him. There's many more names. If I sit here and actually think of it or I do some research, I'll name you a few players that everyone,
Yeah,
they
and then
all
got
turned
better
their nose
players.
down on Arteta. And look at them now. They all wish they would have went to Arteta because they actually built something.
Yeah.
He got better
That's true.
players.
That's true.
Exactly.
No,
Those are
100%,
plan B. Why can't Ten Hag trust plan B?
Because
He
he doesn't have
Because he has
Mudryk.
John Murtough in his ear, not fucking Edu
But
or
this is where
whatever.
Garnacho
Bro,
will come in.
you
Garnacho
think
will come in.
the club didn't bring him other
Yeah.
midfielders in Mason Mount this summer? You think Mason Mount was
That's
the
a
only
different
midfielder that was
argument,
available?
Lee. I get that. The depth is shit. I'm
Wait,
just
what'd you
talking
say,
about a
Lee?
manager being able to get the same profile at least to what he couldn't get on his first option. You don't go from Frankie de Jong to Casemiro. It's like going from a sedan to a truck. It's not the same thing. If you wanted a sedan, stick with it. Just get your B option.
Yeah.
If he had a director
But,
of football, he wouldn't have picked Casemiro. It's simple. Like that's
Yeah.
it's really that
But
simple.
now listen, man, it's been a
Oh
good
my
show,
God.
man. It's been a
Yeah,
good
hold
show,
his
man.
hand.
Big up to everybody. Big up to everybody who's been here for a while, man. It's been a very, very entertaining
Oh,
show. Listen, man, people say that American guys don't know football. Listen, man, them man are active, man. Them
Because
man
of
are active,
Tommy.
man.
That's
you know
why they said that's because of Tommy.
Please.
yeah.
Please. I will cook. I dare anybody in the chat to have a debate with me. I'm cooking you. I'm cooking you.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
a
yeah. No,
good
Temmy's
player
You
on
lost
it.
this one, bro. I think you lost this
Temmy's
one,
on
bro.
it.
Can't lie.
What?
You lost this
But
one.
now
bro.
we're gonna do
I
more.
don't-
We're gonna do more.
I
We're
don't-
gonna do more shows, man. We're gonna do more shows. Like I said, every Tuesday, late vibes, people, man. Big up to the community. Stuffy, what you got coming up, man?
What do I have coming up? I have a show tomorrow at 12:45. I'm gonna have this guy's been catching a lot of attention lately. I'm gonna have Northside on my channel tomorrow at sorry, not 12:45. That's 5:45. We're gonna be doing a preview for the Liverpool Arsenal game. So Leah, if Lee wants to watch that one as well, I see you here sitting in the comments. If you don't want to watch that one as well, that's gonna be a good show. And obviously on the weekend I'll be doing a bunch of watch alongs. So watch out to that. And listen, big up for having me always, Saeed. Big up to CK,
Yeah, man.
Griggs, and Temmie. Listen, we sit here and argue like that, but these guys are all my boys anyways. We argue like this in the group chats, on pro clubs. So this is very normal for us. We're just doing this here in front of you guys because Saeed asked us. But these guys are all my boys. So whether me and Temmie sit here and argue for an hour or more, this is very normal.
Big facts.
But big up.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. Big up. CK, big up, man. What are you
Big up.
telling me?
Appreciate you having me. Yeah, Stuffy said this is just a normal Tuesday for us, man. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
We do this on the daily. We're just lucky enough to be able to do it on a platform. So appreciate Saeed for giving that to us. I got my new camera coming in tomorrow. So YouTube in late 2023, early 2024 is going to the moon. So make sure you subscribe
gonna be there.
on YouTube and then follow me on Twitter as well.
Yo, Saeed, we're trying to bring CK to the East Coast so we can do a bunch of in real stuff in real life. So
Yeah,
if you ever
man.
come to New York
Come on.
again, we might have a pod ready for you. You know,
We
imagine
have
Saeed.
a
I
name
miss
ready.
New
We
York.
have a name ready too, but we're
I
not
miss
gonna
New
say
York,
it.
man.
Yeah, we have a name ready.
I miss
We
the
already
chopped
say.
cheese, man. The chopped cheese and the you
All
know
I'm
what I mean,
saying is
the-
the next time you're in New York,
Bacon,
we
egg,
might
and
we
cheese.
might be
Shout out
rocking
to
some pods in real life. So you might be a special guest the next time you're here.
Yeah, man. Come on. You already know, man. America, you already know, man. Big up, man. Tell me, big up to you for coming on, man.
No, you already know. Love. Everyone, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for my boy. Make sure to sub to all of our channels. You can find me on Twitter at WavyTemmie, on TikTok. Trying to get it to 11.6K on TikTok. So show your boy some love there. Yeah, and YouTube as well. Just search WavyTemmie. We have strong, heated opinions. There's a ton of stuff I agree with Staffy, CK, and Griggs on, and then we disagree on a lot of different things. But that's what makes football dialogue beautiful. These are my guys. I'm going to rock with them till the wheels fall off, you feel me? So, hey, make sure to support all of us. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And Griggs, man, as well. Big up to you.
Big up for having me as always. You know, vibes at Michael_Griggs26 on Twitter. Follow me on there. I think I just closed 1,900 followers. I think I'm almost down to 2K.
Come on.
And then Griggs Talks on YouTube. Coming up, obviously, I have match reaction on the weekend as always. All that kind of stuff. And then article back in the writing lab tomorrow. Dan Ashworth article. I'm gonna be digging deep into the past. See what he's like. The transfers, all that kind of stuff. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, these are my guys always. We basically argue every single night, whether it's on streaming. The only thing we're missing is Omar sleeping on streaming right now. That's basically the only thing we're missing right now. That's about it. Because Omar be sleeping on streaming.
I know.
He'd be there. He'd
Omar.
be there at 3. He'd be there at 3 a.m. sleeping still. But that's about it. These are my guys. Make sure you subscribe to them as well. Make sure you keep subscribing to Saeed. I think you're almost like what, 80K, something like that.
Yeah. I'm trying to get 8K by the end of the year, man. If I can get to 8K by the end of the year.
You guys have 11 days, 12 days left. Come on, you guys got this. Come on.
Yeah, 12 days, man. I said that's gonna be a lot, man. I think 700 subscribers. So we'll do it. We'll try. Big up to everybody here, man. Tomorrow, best of the rest, and then also Mandem Talk. I got a special guest coming. You know what I mean? So make sure you tune in tomorrow. Mandem Talk. Big up to TJ Warren in the building as well. Big up, man. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, why you leave my boy Temmie out of it like that, TJ?
That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly, man. Temmie's here, man. Temmie's here. Come on. And yeah, man, just check out the socials, man. Check out the socials and you'll find out who it is, man. Big guest, man. So listen, Mandem Talk. We're going places. But listen, this has been the Late Vibe Show. America Talks. You know what it is, man. We're out.